My name is Henry Jarvis, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
That's pretty good.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Before we get started on this episode of Real Nerds Podcast, remember you can connect to the Real Nerds in many ways. You can follow us on Twitter at Real Nerds. You can go to our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can like us on Facebook. You can also call us 720-6nerds5. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con 2016 and beyond. It's a special week here at Real Nerds Podcast. Usually every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. But when the new movie is Transporter Refueled and no Jason Statham, we're like, fuck this.
Yeah, seriously.
And we went and saw The War Room instead. The uplifting, faith-based movie about war? What the fuck is that movie about? Who cares?
I have no clue.
I know our mottos. We give every movie a chance, but fuck that this week.
But sometimes it's hard to justify spending $11. I mean, if I had, free critic screenings, I'd see every fucking movie in the world. But yeah, and then, we do what we're doing this week is we're doing Filmsplosion, and where we rank our favorite films from certain years.
Yeah.
And I always enjoy it, and we had the idea because originally we did 1985.
No, first we did 1999.
First we did 1999.
Yeah.
And then we did 85.
Yeah.
And then we
2005.
did 2005. And then I decided, well, then we have to just do this
We got to do 1995.
so we're doing 1995. And I was shocked how many good movies came out in 1995.
Yeah, when you sent me the text earlier this week and you were like, oh no, this is going to be a good one. I was like, really? And I went and looked at it. I was like, oh shit.
And you kind of forget how many good movies have come out. Maybe all of them on our list won't be good, but it's our list, so I don't care.
I can guarantee there's stuff on my list that's not really
Oh,
that
I
good.
know there's stuff on my list that's not that good. But again, it's my opinion and it's what I enjoy, so I don't care what anybody else thinks.
And I like these because this one maybe more than ever, there's this special balance between the movies that you like the most now and the movies you liked the most then.
Yeah.
Especially for me, because in 1995, I was a kid. And so some of these movies, there's stuff on my list where I really like that movie because when I was 8 or 10, I loved that movie,
I have a feeling some of the top movies might be the same, but
There's some really good shit that year.
there is.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is everybody takes a turn revealing their favorite film, starting with number 10, and we'll go down to number 1.
Yeah.
We got a lot of responses for 95, and that tells me that everybody agrees that this is a good year for movies.
Uh-huh.
And
So
you'll hear about those at the end of the podcast.
So you'll listen to those at the end just because...
Because we don't want you to steal our thunder.
Yeah, it's our podcast. But we really
Plus, we want you
appreciate...
to sit through our stuff first.
I really appreciate everybody saying it, and I love the response that we got to this.
Yeah.
It does my heart good to know that people still listen to our show and still enjoy it.
These are some of the ones that, when I talk to people, they remember these the most.
Yeah.
I hate to always bring this up as often as I do. My mom loves these episodes. She hates that we play the trailers. She gets so bored during the trailers.
Does she?
But she loves these episodes. So I'm excited to do another one.
Sometimes when I hear trailers, it makes me want to watch the film.
Oh, totally. I'm the same way.
The newer trailers, I do get kind of bored with, but the retro trailers with Don Fontaine's voice in them,
Yeah.
It's the 90s, man. They're gonna
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them in this episode.
Before we get started, I just want to say that we will be at the Alamo Draft House on Monday night,
Yep.
the September 7th, showcasing The Color Purple.
So
What a
excited.
bunch of clowns we are that we get to do that one. Because that's such a serious movie and
Yeah.
such a great film. That
I was researching all that this week, and I as I remind myself more about the story of The Color Purple and where that movie came from and who Steven Spielberg was at the time. Oh, I'm so excited! I can't wait to see it again.
We should try and get that recorded so we can insert it into next week's episode.
we can record it.
Yeah, probably we can do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
know.
They'll let us record it, I'm sure.
Yeah. Put an iPhone in my pocket.
Yeah, we can bring the Zoom in or something.
Yeah. I recorded the Grolix one.
Kellen's taking the car
so
for a
it's
drive.
possible, but I just think we have to let them know ahead of time that we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure Steve won't care.
Yeah. Steve may not be there. They're up at Telluride right now.
Yeah, they're doing the festival
Which
up
is pretty
there.
awesome.
Yeah, but he sent us a list, so did Kendall from the Alamo.
Yep.
We got a list from your coworker, right? Gretchen?
No,
former.
I don't know her. Wait, we got one from somebody named Gretchen?
Yeah. Isn't that you? Doesn't she know you?
Maybe.
Don't you know a Gretchen?
I know a Gretchen.
Didn't you introduce me to a Gretchen?
No?
Who's the lady who came saw a movie with us? She's used to work with you at Sam's?
Danielle?
Okay, not even close to Gretchen.
Yeah. Dan sent one in, Zach sent one in, and a few people I have no idea who they are. But that's cool.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. We really appreciate it. Like I said, I love when we get responses like this. We usually do when they're good movies.
Yeah.
When it's, February and September, everyone's like, fuck you guys. I don't want to hear about...
I'll listen to you guys in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll listen to you when the things are good.
And also, if you want to go to the Mayan on September 15th and watch 15 48-hour films, you can do that too.
Sweet.
But what's the one we should really go see?
Catastrophe.
That's right. Brad's
the
film
best one.
Catastrophe will be there.
Yep.
Are you going to have some of the posters there?
Yeah, I got some leftovers.
The posters are really sweet.
And hopefully we'll have the new T-shirts. The ones that aren't blackface.
Is it,
No, you don't. I didn't hear that story, so tell us a story about your racist T-shirts.
Well, I designed a catastrophe. I'll wait to tell my story when he's done. Jesus Christ.
You can tell your story.
yeah. He's just
Super
laughing.
strength.
He's just laughing at your blackface shirts.
So I designed, like, if you've seen the poster, it's like Jason and he's like screaming and it's like this silhouette, right?
Yeah, like 1950 style.
Yeah. And that poster's like green and red, but Mike's had this guy who could turn around the shirts in like a week, so he just sent it to him, but I didn't send him like a color choice, so Mike just picked white on black. And black shirt makes sense, like we've pretty much done all of our shirts in black.
Sure.
And with white on the front, but the way the silhouette is, the highlights are white and the shadow is black, but it's not a shadow, it's just like the parts of his face that aren't like highlighted.
Yeah. So
Which is like 80% of his face is the black of the T-shirt outlined by the white. So, if you really look at it, it kind of seems like his hands are up in the air, so it's like he's doing jazz hands. So, yeah.
So it's like Al Jolson.
Exactly, yeah. So we're like, ooh, we should redo these.
So how many did you make?
I think 10, 12.
And did you send them back? Or are they like
No, we have
fun, like cast member stuff?
Yeah, they were just for the cast at the time, and a lot of people do want some that aren't in the cast, so yeah, hopefully we'll have a new batch.
Why don't you do it like the green and purple that you had for the poster?
I don't know if I would wear green.
Well, it's not for you, isn't it for fans?
Well, I'd want one too. So I can wear one.
Why don't you wear green? Actually, I don't think I've ever seen anything but black. You're weird.
I would wear it if it was like maroon with black on the front. We determined it has to be a black print on a light color to avoid the issue again. So,
or you could just be normal and wear colors.
I suppose.
Black is the absence of all color.
Exactly. I would probably do maroon with black print.
All right.
Maroon's pretty dark. Is that going to show up?
You need something that's not like a primary color. You need something
So like
that's,
green and purple
muted.
would look awesome. Like, why don't you choose the colors that are on the poster?
They're too flashy.
But that's what's cool. That's why it stands out.
I would wear that shirt to bed, but not out in public.
Why?
It's not about you.
It's about promoting your movie.
Yeah.
I did a new poster banner that has black and red.
Yeah, but you can't wear the poster. You should wear the poster. That's what we're saying. You did a really
By that reasoning, I should make a Jean-Claude Van Damme shirt where it's just all fire, and then the print on.
Yeah,
that would be awesome.
That would actually be pretty cool.
I'm gonna come at this a different way. You put so much talent into creating such an awesome poster. The colors were just perfect. They really grabbed people's attention. They really just balanced properly. Why wouldn't you want to be able to wear your own art?
Just for variety.
Oh my God.
You just said variety, and all you wear is black.
Touché.
The variety would be green and purple. But good job, Brad. I'm glad that you're in the back-to-back best of at 48-Hour Film Festival.
Yep. Thank you.
That's cool.
So congratulations.
Yeah, good job. Oh.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We should get started. This is
Time
going to take
again,
a while.
7 p.m. Tickets online, September 15th. 15 films. You don't have to sit through all a whole bunch.
Stay for Brad's. Wait, do they vote? Does the audience vote?
Yeah, you have to stay through
No,
all of them.
there's no audience vote. There's just awards at the end.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
So Brad will clean up. He'll be like the Titanic, a 40-hour film festival, 2015, where we'll get...
Yeah.
You mean it'll kind of suck, but it'll make a lot
I'll
of money?
need to bring a
Yeah.
folder to hold all the certificates I get.
Exactly. And you'll have a picture where you're like, huh? And you have them all like spread out over.
I don't know what to do with these.
What?
Yeah.
My mantle's not big enough.
I mean, yeah, you should. You already have a lot of awards. You know, you got to showcase them.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah, didn't you just win one for like excellence in filmmaking?
I won
For
that.
Blissfest?
I won that one. So I've won. I've won. And I've got the one from last year.
I just got an excellence in filmmaking, whatever, at a film festival.
It said for films.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're excellence in films.
Yeah, but like everyone else had specifically what their film was on it. Mine was just films.
It's like a lifetime achievement award, dude.
I got an honorary award.
Yeah, you got a lifetime
Yeah.
achievement award. You're like, fuck it, I don't care.
At 33, Lifetime Achievement Award.
Hey, that's okay.
Whatever, I got a lifetime achievement award. Fuck it, I don't care.
You know how many Lifetime Achievement Awards I've got, Brad? That's right. Fuck you.
Brad's
Does
too
your
good
company-
for his own awards.
Does your company give out awards or like
No.
Employee of the Month or anything?
No. I did. Back at Sam's Club, I got an Employee of the Month.
Oh.
Brad's the Sean Penn of Denver filmmaking. He doesn't accept his own awards.
Yeah. Fuck it.
God, you're
Wait,
nominated
Sean
for an
Penn
award.
does. Who doesn't?
I'll think about going there.
Who am I thinking of? Is it Sean Penn?
Johnny Depp.
No, Johnny Depp goes.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't go to awards. Roman Polanski does it because he raped a child. But I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about
That one's not fair.
there's somebody who it's the Phoenix guy. What the? Why can't I think of his
Oh,
name?
Joaquin?
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
He refuses to accept awards.
Yeah.
So you're the Joaquin Phoenix of Denver, Colorado.
Well, he's busy being somewhere else judging people, so. Cool. We ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it. Who wants to go first?
You do.
Okay.
He doesn't get to go last.
I don't care. You're gonna take all my like top 5 films. I don't give a shit.
I think my list is reverse of you guys. That's my prediction.
Well,
So
actually,
you're
I'm
gonna-
pretty sure
That would be hilarious
I'm
if
pretty
it
sure
was.
some of my movies are not going to be on yours because in the mid 90s, I was just starting my high school career. And at the time, Blockbuster was very, very popular.
Yeah.
And Blockbuster would have a lot of films, video cassettes that would not show up in theaters. They'd be like rental exclusives where I was reading that this film is the highest grossing video cassette ever.
Wow.
And people say, no way. I'm going to tell you this. I just watched this documentary about the making of this film, and it was a direct to video movie. And this, my number 10 film for Filmsplosion 1995 is Leprechaun 3.
Las Vegas, a gambler's dream, and a dreamer's paradise. They're all about to meet their worst nightmare.
Look out, Vegas. I'm taking over!
Now, the leprechaun's back in the city that never sleeps. And he will never rest until he reclaims his pot of gold.
Belongs to me, this gold I smell. Whoever's got it's going to hell. I want me shilling.
Hello? If we destroy the gold, we get rid of the leprechaun once and for all.
Leprechaun 3. The third time's the charm.
Yeah, so I was watching the documentary of making Leprechaun 3, and it grossed something like $200 million
Holy shit.
on video cassette tapes. I'm not even joking, because back then, James worked at Blockbuster almost at the height of it, when video cassettes were kind of trailing off.
No. I was there when I was working there, like when Blu-rays were really coming into their own. I was there like at the peak when everyone knew Blockbuster was going to go out of business, but Blockbuster was still making a lot of money.
Okay. But anyways, but you might know though, like video cassettes used to cost $200.
Yeah.
Like those ones that you'd get at Blockbuster, that's why if you lost it, you'd have a late fee of $200 because
Right.
the video cassettes used to cost $200. And so that movie was rented so many times that it grossed like almost $200 million.
Wow.
And the story is a third part of the Leprechaun series where Warwick Davis, as a leprechaun, goes to Las Vegas and rains hell in Sin City. And it's really funny and really stupid. And I just remember watching it over and over with my friend Brandon. And and we used to go to Blockbuster and we would get Leprechauns or Rumpelstiltskin, all those like cheesy horror films where it was some deformed monster guy killing people.
A midget in a mask.
A midget in a mask, basically.
Yeah.
And, but if you, like, none of the Leprechaun movies are great, but the first one's pretty fun. The second one has horrible acting, so it's not, but Warwick Davis is great in all of them.
Yeah.
And in the third one, he's really good. I mean, he has a magic trick where he, like, saws a person in half and really does it so there's blood and guts everywhere, and makes this one lady, she gets his gold coin, so she wants to make a wish to be young and sexy again. So she gets like these really big boobs, and then the leprechaun shows up and makes her boobs get so big that she blows up. Yeah, it's awesome.
Which one's the one where he goes to the hood?
Leprechaun 5 is Leprechaun in the Hood, and then Leprechaun 6 is Back to the Hood.
Wow.
So Leprechaun 3 is my 10th favorite film from night. And again, it's
setting the bar real high, right?
It's not a great film, but it's just like the memories I used to have, because me and Brandon would spend weekends and we just pick shitty movies from Blockbuster and watch them. And I mean, it's still entertaining and still fun. So it's more of a nostalgic pick than it is saying, you really need to see this movie. It'll change your life.
Understand.
But yeah, I really love that film. And yeah, I still watch it to this day. I'll still watch it because I still think it's goofy and funny, because Warwick Davis is having so much fun. He always rhymes before he kills people, and it's funny.
Cool.
That's all I can say about it.
Well, that's a good one.
He eats people's faces, and it's funny because all the Leprechaun movies don't follow the same rules, so there's no continuity into it all. The only continuity is Warwick Davis is the Leprechaun, and his costume doesn't really change, but each one introduces a new set of rules to kill him, a new set of rules on what he's doing, and this one is an animated computer program is how they figure out how to, like, stop him. And it's like, the leprechaun loves gold. You steal this gold and you get a wish. And so it's really poorly animated, like, Microsoft DOS programs. I don't even know. It's bad. But yeah, so if you want to see just a silly movie, I recommend Leprechaun 3. And you can get the whole Leprechaun collection on Blu-ray for like $25. And it's made not by Scream Factory, but the guys who make all their documentaries do the documentaries on it.
Oh, cool.
So each film, except for Leprechaun Origins, which is horrible, so you don't need to watch that one, has like a 30-minute interview with Warwick Davis. And he does commentary, I think, on almost every one of them.
Wow.
So it's worth it if you're a fan of cheesy 90s horror.
I'm not, but that's okay.
Yeah, you'll never watch it, and that's fine. I was really hoping that Jack Frost was going to be it, not the Michael Keaton one. But the one the dude's a killer snowman, but it was 96. I was like, oh man, I would have so put that one on there, but
that's okay. 96 is coming down the line at some point, because that's the year that Independence Day came out.
that's. I think Jack Frost is better.
All right, fair.
But Brad, what is your 10th film of 1995? And it better be as good as Leprechaun 3.
Well, let's see what we got here. I didn't spend a lot of time on this list.
I guess not.
Everybody can hear the rustling of the paper in the background.
Yeah, you hear that? That's a finely curated list. Well, my number 10 probably should be Babe, because that was like
because George Miller's a badass.
You know, I've never seen 95? That film.
Really?
Yeah, my wife gets
mad
at me.
He did the sequel, not the original.
Oh, that's right.
You should see Babe. And I said, meh, we'll see.
It was cute, and obviously the That'll Do Pig is a pop culture thing, but my actual number 10, just because it stars this certain action star, I felt it had to be on here.
I know we were going here.
My number 10 is Sudden Death.
As we get ready for the 7th and final game of the Stanley Cup Finals, you can feel the electricity in the air, and there's no question, it just sends a chill up your spine, Paul.
That's a fact, Mike. And to make things even more exciting, the Vice President of the United States is here this evening.
Don't leave your seats.
Doesn't look too good.
911 Emergency Services.
I'm calling you from the Civic Arena. The Vice President is being held hostage in the owner's box. And they've got my daughter, too.
What is your objective?
$1,700,000,000. We're still evaluating the situation.
They want money, a lot of it. Give it to them.
Do not try any kind of rescue. Do you understand me?
If you're not gonna pay, say so. I'll get my daughter.
When the game ends, everyone in this box and in this arena will die by explosion, fire, and panic.
Tonight,
17,000 hockey fans have been taken hostage.
Enough bombs have been planted in this building to stop all the clocks in the hemisphere.
But only one of them knows it.
I'm gonna try to stop you.
I know where the bombs are, so I know where you're going.
Then come and get me.
We are gonna do this by the numbers.
What number was that?
Now he has more to lose than anyone.
I said, no vehicles on the grounds, no helicopters in the air. What part of that did you not understand?
Jean-Claude Van Damme. Powers Booth. Sudden death.
You know what's funny is I almost put that on mine.
Yeah.
Because it's like a stupid fun movie.
Yeah.
You know, it's a movie, again, that I used to watch with Brandon. We'd get Van Damme movies, Schwarzenegger, cheesy horror, and it's just one of those cheesy 90s action films where it doesn't make any sense, but it's still radical.
Yeah. I mean, he kills the, I think, Pittsburgh Penguins mascot in a dishwasher.
That's right. That's awesome. So tell us the premise of Sudden Death if people don't remember.
Sudden Death is, Van Damme is a recently divorced dad, and he wants to visit his kids, but his mom is like newly remarried, or his wife is newly remarried, and he doesn't want to have, much to do with him. So, he finally gets this one day to spend with his kids, but he also has to work. So he takes them to, he works security for,
that's right.
a hockey team. I think it's the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah, it's the Penguins.
I can't remember if they were visiting or.
No, because it takes place in their arena, because I remember it's the Igloo.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he works security there. Is it security or is he just like?
I think it's security, right?
Yeah.
Because he used to be a cop. Is that it?
I think so.
And
he used to be a firefighter.
That's right, a firefighter.
Yeah.
And then he had a job as a cop because his life is in shambles after he got a divorce.
Right, like he, it opens with him. He's fighting some fire, but he like loses the person he's trying to save.
Yeah.
And then, so he it destroys him, and he loses his wife and kids and everything.
Right. God,
so,
that movie's cool.
Yeah. So anyway, I think it's one of the kids' birthdays, maybe the son. And he's like, "Oh, I'll take you guys to this hockey game. I got to work, but you guys can just sit in this." Who actually leaves their kids in the stands at like the Igloo Arena?
Yeah.
It's a bit sketch, but he has to do his job. So, but he's almost off the clock, so he'll come join them later. But then Powers Booth comes by.
That's right.
And he's there to kill the vice president.
Ironically.
Yeah.
Because then he becomes the bad vice president in 24.
That's right. So yeah, he has this whole plot to kill and then so Van Damme's like behind the scenes, basically like, in Die Hard,
Yeah.
he doesn't know that Van Damme's around, but Van Damme's sabotaging all of his plans.
But see, this is at the height of Van Damme, though, because like Death Warrant was around the same time, Sudden Death.
This came out the same, or a year after Street Fighter? Yeah, after Street Fighter. It was like, I think just before The Quest. So he was at his peak.
Yeah. And I think Sudden Death's fun. I almost put it on because as I was remembering, like, this movie's pretty fun.
It has some outrageous like things like the helicopter crashing into the ice.
Yeah.
It just goes straight down. Like it doesn't like wobble. It just goes flips upside down and then just like almost like someone's like lowering it like a flag, crashing into the ice. He fights in the rafters, and he fights the mascots. A bad guy, and he has this. He punches the guy in the suit, and then kills him by burning him in the industrial dishwasher. It's ridiculous.
It is, but in a cool way.
Yeah. Oh, and he has to like find all the bombs. Like he has to track down all these bombs that have been placed throughout the arena. And that's Powers' biggest big struggle is like, he can find my bombs.
Yeah.
We must find him. Yeah. So anyway.
Matt bumped Babe off the list.
Yeah, like nostalgia-wise, it probably should have been Babe, but I mean, I just made a Van Damme movie.
But
it should be Van Damme.
I don't know. I haven't seen Babe, so I shouldn't judge. But I think I'd rather watch Sudden Death.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I haven't
it's
seen
been a long
Babe
time.
since the 90s, so
Yeah.
that tells you something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Sudden Death is about to come out on Blu-ray, so I'm
Is it?
excited. Yeah.
Nice.
It was already on Blu-ray, but it was like part of that 5.
Oh, yeah,
movie
so it's like
collection.
a crappy
No,
one.
that's not.
Yeah, and I already had a bunch of those, so I was like, come out singly so I can get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
James?
All right. I like this list so far. I really appreciate it because especially knowing what my number 10 is, like, I think we have all picked a fun set of films and we're going to, it seems like we're going to have some very different lists. But all three of us, our 10s are kind of, I wouldn't call them silly movies, but they're not the most predictable, films for a top 10 list, especially considering what came out that year. My number 10 is absolutely on this list because of how I felt about this movie when it came out and how many times I watched the Blu-ray, the VHS of this movie. I never owned it as a kid. It was one that I rented a number of times, or anytime it was on TV, I was like, oh, I gotta watch that movie because there's something about the opening sequence of this movie and the music that's playing that is so infectious that I just had to watch the whole movie. And I also, looking back, I remember it being like touchingly written. So my number 10 is the Goofy movie.
Going somewhere, Pop? Sure are. It's a vacation with me and my best buddy. Donald Duck? No, silly. With you. It's Goofy. Give me a big stop goofing around. In an outrageous full-length animated feature, we'll spend some real quality time together. I think I'm gonna be sick. Walt Disney Pictures presents, come on, this is gonna be fun. The story of a father who couldn't be closer. That's the spirit, Maxie. God, this is embarrassing. To driving his son crazy.
This is pathetic.
Now, they're getting a crash course in becoming best friends.
It's Bigfoot!
Could you back up a bit, Mr. Foot? You're out of focus. This spring, one of Disney's favorite classic characters lands at theaters in the most hilarious.
It's the Leaning Tower of Cheesa.
And hippest animated musical comedy ever.
A little smoke.
A Goofy movie. Morning, son. Dad. It's hard to be cool when your dad is goofy. You look just like I did at your age.
Please don't say that, Dad.
I think that's on almost every one of the lists that someone sent in to us.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great little movie.
That's one I wait for out on Blu-ray.
Yeah. The thing that everybody remembers if you were my age, was the like Powerline song that's in there. Cause the whole story is like, the son wants to go see this band. Yeah. Max wants to go see this band. And basically, Max Max really wants to be cool, but his dad is goofy. And so that's not going to line up very well. And like he wants to be impressive to these girls and stuff like that. But there is this strife there because he's like, but I'm also my dad's son, And so it ends up sort of becoming this road trip movie where the two of them have to sort of deal with their problems and figure shit out. And I'm talking about a movie where Goofy is the main character. It's the best, movie with, not Paul Scheer. What's his name? The guy who's fucking obnoxious. Pauly Shore. It's the best Pauly Shore movie ever, because he plays the character who puts a little Leaning Tower of Cheesa in his hand. It's just really fun, and the opening sequence of the movie, which I'm probably playing underneath this a little bit right now, is just so infectious, and you enjoy that song so much that as soon as the movie starts, you're just like, I'm gonna sit and watch this whole damn thing.
They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore. No more Maxie the Geek, no more Goof of the Week like before.
No more algebra tests till September.
No more looking at losers like him.
No more having to cheat.
No more mystery meat.
No more Jim.
No more Jim.
No more Jim. No more Jim.
Gonna move to the mall.
Gonna live in the pool. Gonna talk to Roxanne and not feel like a fool.
I remember days when I was like sick from school, and I was just like hanging out on the couch watching the Goofy movie all day long. It was just really touching. There's a great scene where the two of them, there's this wacky scene on a river, and I think right before that sequence, they finally have this breakthrough moment where they repair their relationship, and it's really great. Like I remember as a kid being like, "Aw, like this is so sweet. Like I really like this story."
Question.
So yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Nor did I watch Goof Troop, and this is based on Goof Troop, right?
No, this led into Goof Troop.
Yes.
Okay, so they made the show based on this movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Goofy has a family. Do they have a last name or anything, or are they just all like
No.
first
I think
name
the last
characters?
name's Goofy.
So it's Goofy.
I think he's
Goofy?
Max Goofy, isn't it?
I
want to say
don't
that's
know.
right. I want to say it's
Huh.
Max Goofy.
You're the Disney guy, so I
think
would
it's Goofy and Max Goofy. I'm
Like
not
Mario
joking.
Mario?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Wilson
Luigi
Wilson.
Mario. And then who was Goofy's wife?
I think she.
I
I
think
want to
she's
say
dead.
she died.
Yeah, I think there's even like a
I think
kind
there
of
is
moment.
because
She
that's
died
why,
in the movie?
No,
No.
It's just
not
hinted,
Jersey
it's
Girl.
it's
He's
hinted
a
at.
single dad.
Yeah, like you get the sense that like he's had to raise Max on his own.
Yeah, the movie is really cute
because I think there's even like flashbacks of Max as like a
Yeah.
baby, and Goofy is alone. Yeah, so
Maybe
it's
he's
just
adopted.
subtle.
maybe he's adopted. I don't remember.
No.
But I would say they kind of hint at that she passed away.
Yeah, I think that there's
Or maybe she just up and left him.
Oh yeah.
I think she's actually, the obnoxious neighbors, the wife. That's actually Goofy's wife, and
Yeah,
they're
left him-
divorced.
left him
and,
for
like,
Pete.
Yeah, just
That's
moved
why
right
him and
next
Pete
door.
are enemies.
Yeah, right. That's great. That'd be awesome. Oh man.
I think we just wrote the sequel.
I mean, it's not in my list, but
They made a
I
sequel.
do love that movie. I think it's a really cute movie.
What's the sequel called? The Goofy?
An extreme Goofy movie.
Yes. Yeah.
A
yeah.
goofier
It's not as
movie.
good.
A goofier movie.
That would have been more.
That would have been
cool.
better because
But I'm surprised they haven't put like that on a 2-movie set. With the Goofy movie and Extreme Goofy movie.
Yeah,
Because they have Pocahontas and Pocahontas 2. Come on.
Which I'm pretty much betting that none of us have Pocahontas on our list.
Fuck no.
Gosh,
Laura has this Spotify channel that is Disney songs.
Yeah.
For Kellen. And so when she's cooking, Kellen's hanging out with him. Today I heard Bare Necessities.
It's not just for Kellen, to be fair.
Oh, no. I mean, I love it too. So it had Bare Necessities and it was A Whole New World, all this great stuff. I Can't Wait to Be King. And then that stupid Pocahontas song came on where
So
it's
bad.
Why is a grinning bobcat grinning? It's horrible. I think that's maybe the worst Disney movie.
Colors of the Wind.
Yeah.
Ugh. I saw that
The only thing I remember for Vanessa Williams, she was naked.
in that movie.
No,
I don't
remember she got famous and they released like these nudes. I'm too old for you.
Yes, you are. I remember seeing Pocahontas in theaters with my mom, and then we left when we went to a bookstore at the Castle Rock outlet mall, and there was a book about Pocahontas, and she grabbed it and was like, "I'm buying this for you, so you can know what really happened." Like it was like a kid's version of the story, but still, it was not.
Yeah,
like,
that was
it
a weird
not
where they're
Disney
trying to
Pocahontas.
force you. Disney's trying to force you, and I like that they try to make strong female characters. But like, oh, here's Pocahontas, here's Mulan, and then the rest of the movie was just too goofy.
But Mulan was way better than
Yeah,
that.
I agree.
Like Mulan's a fun movie. Pocahontas is just it's just garbage.
It is.
But a Goofy movie is the best Disney film of 1995.
And I was reading the list. I think Pocahontas made like $170 million.
Yeah, it was in the top 10.
Yeah, and adjusted for inflation, it's like $400 million.
Yeah,
It just came off of The Lion King, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love The Lion King.
Yeah.
Well, at one point, The Lion King was like the third highest grossing movie of all time or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
$400
it did
million.
really well. There's a naked
Oh,
little boy
shit.
running all over their house.
And grabbing his wiener.
Oh my god.
Go grab Brad.
Go see Brad. He's really uncomfortable.
Please rub your junk against my leg
Oh,
so I can get
yeah.
hauled away.
That's horrible. Oh.
Look at my little baby's butt.
Yep, go outside. Take it outside.
Oh, mercy.
Your dick's as small as your dad's.
Oh, hey, not cool. Oh, my goodness. He's just like, I really want to go outside now.
So
Don't play with the board.
from a goofy movie to a goofy boy. Have the
Yep.
hiccups, babe? Maybe you shouldn't drink so much at our 1-year-old's birthday party.
Oh, man.
I love you, Laura. I know.
All right. Ryan, you're number 9.
Cool. So my number 9, again, is there was a time when my mom and dad were divorced and my mom was a single mom and we spent a lot of time at my grandfather's house, my grandpa Bill.
Fuck
and
this story again.
I know. Just to anybody who's listening to this one for the first one, please know he's being snarky because he's told this story like 4 different times on the other episodes of this.
Have
But
I?
go ahead. Oh yeah, every time we do one of these, you talk about like.
Oh yeah, because there's
going
always
and renting movies at like the
yeah. Well, that was my grandma's Night of the Living Dead, but no. Anyways, this has nothing to do with the movie, but this is what got me interested in this character.
Yeah.
Is there used to be a show on HBO that's called Tales from the Crypt.
Oh yeah.
And Tales from the Crypt had the Crypt Keeper in it. And I used to love it because I loved that he would introduce this, the show, and it'd be really horrible puns, like, he's dying to get in there, and they'll open a coffin and a dead body will fall out and stuff like that. And in 1995, because the show was so popular, it branched off into theatrical releases. And they released a movie called Tales from the Crypt, Demon Night, which is my number 9 film.
Universal Pictures is proud to present the motion picture directing debut of one of America's most talented and respected artists.
Cut! Cut! Oh, hello, kiddies. So glad you could join me. Your pal, the Crypt Keeper, has gone Hollywood in a big way. I'm directing my first feature film. Care for a little shriek preview? For my big scream premiere, I wanted lots of suspense. Uh-oh. Special effects. Sex. Violence. The kind of thing you could really sink your teeth into. Hi! Frights! Camera! Action! It's about a chase through the ages. A race against time. The war between good and evil.
Come on out, everybody! It's time to play!
And the final battle between man...
I'm sorry.
...and demon.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I lied.
It stars Billy Zane from Dead Calm, William Sadler from Die Hard 2, and Jada Pinkett from Menace to Society. Ooh, I love those titles. And you'll love Demon Night.
They're here! The demons are here!
And ladies, if you think Demon Night is too gross and yucky...
Whoa!
Thank you.
This movie's badass. It stars Billy Zane and as a demon who corners, I forget the actor's name, but he's...
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet is not in this movie. Jada Pinkett Smith is. But anyways, he corners these people inside this church, and he can't enter it because it's a church. I forget the actual reason why they pour something out, because the one guy's a demon hunter. It's awesome. He's the Demon Knight. But anyways, it's basically like Night of the Living Dead, but with demons. And they kill a bunch of people in it, and it's really gory, and it's actually kind of scary, and it's done like the TV show. I mean, Bob Zemeckis is a producer on it, so it has really like a campy kind of gory feel to it. There's lots of naked chicks, and I'm really excited because Scream Factory has a collector's edition coming out in October.
Cool.
With Bordello of Blood, which isn't quite as good, but it's still fun because the Crypt Keeper's in it. But yeah, I really just like the Crypt Keeper, and it really got me into it. And I think the movie is actually really well done. It's a horror film, and it's bloody, and yeah, it's...
So it's only one film though, right? So it's like, he's not introducing an anthology.
No, it's only one film. It's Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Night.
Cool.
Is the official title of the film.
Was it filmed as Demon Night and then they made it into a Crypt Keeper movie?
Originally the script wasn't a Tales from the Crypt movie.
Okay.
And if I remember right, I'm sure when I get the collector's edition I'll find out for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Bob Zemeckis, because he was instrumental for the TV show, him and Bob Gale. So what they did is they said, well, we really love these things. So they would go out and look for horror films they would like. And when the scripts they'd get them and say, oh, we can turn this into a Tales from the Crypt movie.
Yeah.
And so what they do is they Tales from the Crypt it, where they'd make it a little more campy, a little more fun, and then they'd bookend it with the Crypt Keeper.
They'd make a bad script good.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I might be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened.
Sure.
I'll find out in like 3 weeks when I get the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Cause it's a collector's edition, so I'm hoping it's going to have a lot of interviews. So yeah, it's just a fun movie, and that's what really got me into it. I was watching it at my grandfather's house, but So Demon Knight is a fun movie.
Sweet.
Brad, you're number 9.
I can't remember. I gotta look at the list again. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my number 9 is Judge Dredd. I don't know how to intro it.
When there is crime in society, there is no justice.
As a city, we continue to grow.
73 citizen riots.
Come and get us! Throw your weapons and prepare to be judged! That's this!
Court's adjourned.
Dredd, you're a legend. You were my finest student.
Dredd, you're under arrest.
What's the charge?
Murder.
The evidence has been falsified!
Guilty as charged.
I am not the law! I am the law!
You want chaos?
The sentence shall be life imprisonment.
I'm the chaos. Dredd?
Very crushing paw!
Excuse me? We're not together.
It's not for this council to play God!
Who says politics is boring?
You got a lot in common.
I'll be the judge of that.
You know what's funny is I keep on looking for this movie on Blu-ray for my comic book thing I'm doing. I can never find it. I mean, I can order it on Amazon, but I'm hoping I can find it cheaper somewhere else.
That's weird. I feel like I see it everywhere.
I know. I thought I did too, but I can't seem to locate it anywhere. Maybe I need to go to Walmart or some trashy place. Anyways, why'd it make your list?
Because I think it's fun. I mean, Rob Schneider's annoying in it, but
you know what the first Rob
Armando's...
Schneider Stallone movie is, right?
Oh, I should know this.
Demolition Man.
Oh, he's a Demolition Man too?
Yeah, he's a Demolition Man.
Wow.
He's the guy who says he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Ah. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. So anyways.
Rob Schneider's also in a Van Damme movie called Knockoff.
Rob Schneider is like a plague that won't go away.
But yeah, Judge Dredd, I think it's fun. I mean, yeah, I'm sure if you love the comic, you probably hate the shit out of this movie. Because it's, it's a product of the 90s where they didn't give a shit about the source material. They just, put a star in the lead. And
That too, they didn't know, besides Batman, they really didn't have, dark, gritty superhero stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you couldn't go to them. I mean, the Dredd that came out last year or the year before, you couldn't go say, oh, I'm making a super violent comic book movie. They probably said, that doesn't sell. And so you have to, and when you get someone like Stallone, I'm sure they had to tailor it to him because, not that he's a bad actor, but he has a certain set of qualities that he is looking for in a movie.
Yeah.
Like Demolition Man.
Mm-hmm. And, he's supposed to wear that helmet all the time, but when your lead's Stallone, like, he's gonna get his face in the movie.
Yeah.
So, I just think it's fun. It's silly, and Armando Sante is like ridiculous, Powers Booth level villain in that movie.
I don't remember that film at all.
Has the great line of like, I am the law. Stuff, yeah. So, it's pretty standard Judge Dredd story. Armando Sante is like another judge or judge clone or something, gets the whole, I think Max von Sydow is in it.
I think you're right, yeah.
He gets all the judges to turn on Judge Dredd, so Judge Dredd is being chased, and if you don't know anything about Judge Dredd at all, they're the judge, jury, and executioner in the future, so they arrest people, and they also hand out the sentences at the same time. So yeah, he's on the run, trying to clear his name, and then Rob Schneider's his bumbling sidekick throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I always think of The Fifth Element like Judge Dredd, but they try to take it seriously because it kind of has the same aesthetic to it, where it's
a lot of flying cars
and things like that. And everyone thinks that The Fifth Element's great, and I'm like, it's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Fifth Element's pretty great.
It's all right.
Cool.
So that's it. James, what's your 9?
All right, my number 9 is also a movie that I think other people would argue is not that great, but I really love it. My number 9 is Cutthroat Island.
We set sail for Cutthroat Island!
Put your backs into it.
Why don't you row?
Why don't you swim?
We can't leave yet, Captain. We haven't put enough food on board.
We need less mouths.
I really think that from now on we should be part of this. 50-50.
60-40.
I find myself being fired upon by an entire ship!
Give me the map. Give me the kiss first.
Come to seek my treasure, have you?
Let's finish this.
Embrace!
Open fire! Fly!
I love this! I love it!
So to be fair, part of why I love this movie is that there is a dearth of good pirate movies.
And this is because of it.
No. Cutthroat Island is fun.
They stopped making pirate movies after this one.
Yeah, but only because people didn't see it, not because the movie is dog shit. Like, that movie is really fun. Like, the action scenes are cool. I think the story that they're telling there is actually maybe even better at its core than, like, the first Pirates is.
What?
Like, no, I just mean, like, the adventure piece of it, right? So you've got, like, these 3 pirate brothers who each have a piece of this pirate treasure, and one of them is turned into kind of an asshole, and they're starting to die off, and so, like, there is this, quest to go get these 3 pieces. I love that the first movie starts and, like, this guy dies, and you're like, where's his piece of the puzzle? And he's tattooed it on his head underneath his hair. So once he dies, they have to, like...
Oh, yeah, I remember
they
that.
have to shave his head and then cut his part of his scalp off. And so she's got, like, her uncle's scalp the whole movie that she's, like, bartering with and trying to protect and all that. There's some corny stuff about it for sure. And, it doesn't have the budget that you would need to, like the other Pirates of the Caribbean. But I really enjoy it. I've owned this movie on DVD. I think I even own it on Blu-ray now too. I'd have to double check whether or not I've replaced it. I'm not sure. I know I still have a DVD of it. But it's really fun. Like the banter's pretty cool. And is it the best movie ever? No, it's my number 9.
No, it's I have Leprechaun on mine.
But I think it's one that certainly, like, if you're out there and you want that kind of an adventure movie, there's not a lot of them out there for you. And so this one certainly scratches that itch. And so it gets extra points for that, because I don't need every movie, this is the same year that, like, Bad Boys came out. I don't need every movie to be a cop action movie. I want something that's, a little different. But the problem is every time they put out a Cutthroat Island, a Sahara, something like that that's an adventure movie, sure, are they 90% out of 100? Are they not perfect films? Yes. Are they really great and fresh? Absolutely. Those are the movies that I want. So I really like Cutthroat Island, so people should check it out.
I've seen it once, but I remember having fun watching it, and I remember you can see down Gina Davis's shirt at one point.
When she jumps off the cliff.
Yeah! And that's all I remember from the movie.
I don't remember
You
that.
don't?
No, I don't.
Tell your mom I'm sorry when she listens to this part.
He's too busy watching Matthew Modine.
Yeah, being lost in Modine's face.
No, I think Gina Davis is really cool, and she's a badass. Like, how can you argue with?
I like her Long Kiss
pirate
Goodnight.
chick? Yeah, right. Like
both
Who
Rennie
directed that
Harlan.
movie?
This
She's
movie
pretty cool.
ruined Rennie Harlan's career.
Rennie Harlan.
Yeah,
yeah, and the villain, I can't remember the actor's name who plays the villain, but I always think he's pretty awesome.
That's so funny. We have the same memory, Brad. Being
When she jumps off
dirty
the cliff.
assholes.
Oh, come on, Gina, jump off the
Remember
cliff.
when you saw that lady from Beetlejuice's tits in Cutthroat Island?
But you don't even. You're just saying like you can kind of see down her shirt.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
gonna go watch it.
It's a wide shot.
It is.
You have to really
You have to really
use the
It's a-
DVD, zoom in,
Yeah.
scan. Which I don't think they have on Blu-ray anymore. The zoom
I don't
in
think
feature.
they do. Yeah. So but maybe with Blu-ray it'll be a clearer, sharper picture, so you don't need it.
You
Exactly,
just get
yeah.
up and get closer to the
I'll
TV.
bookmark that scene on my Blu-ray.
The next time you start it up, it just doesn't start at the beginning of the movie. It just starts at that scene.
Yes.
Oh man. All right, Ryan, is your number 8 that scene from Cutthroat Island?
Yes. My number 8 is Gina Davis's loose shirt. I know my number 8 is a film I recently rewatched. Recently came out on Blu-ray, and I was so happy because when I was a kid, I loved this movie because Growing Up Fat is a movie that you just enjoy because
I love this movie.
Because it's fun and silly and cheesy, but the kids in it are really honest and funny, and they're great. And it has Ben Stiller's first performance before he was White Goodman. And I think White Goodman and his character in Heavyweights are basically the same character. And so, yeah, my number 8 film from 1995 is Heavyweights.
I'm so happy.
Far from the everyday world, there is a place where big
Congratulations, Mr. Sims. You are the fattest boy in camp.
is beautiful
Chipmunks! Down low!
and thin isn't it.
This is definitely not sanitary.
For Jerry and his friends, it was a dream come true. Until the new owner
That is out of here, mister!
Oh no.
turned it into a nightmare.
Lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle.
Now, after 6 weeks of frustration,
Then we're gonna climb that 1,000-foot rock face over there.
starvation,
There isn't a gummy bear left in this entire camp.
and humiliation,
Nice swing, you fat tubbo.
Everyone having fun?
Jerry's out to do something far more important than lose a few pounds.
I have a plan.
He's out to gain respect.
What is going on?
You can't kidnap the owner of a camp!
Welcome to the annual Apache Relay.
We're as good as anybody. And it's about time we started acting that way.
Take him down, Cappy.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a comedy for every kid.
Tell me the artist and title, please.
Cher?
Da Vinci's Mona Lisa.
Tired of taking it.
I'm so slow. It would have been cool to go fast.
And ready to dish it out. Heavyweights.
Just everything about this film is, it's cheesy, but it's kind of funny, and by kind of funny, I mean it's pretty funny. It has really an unusual sense of humor about it.
Yeah.
And it's just about fat kids going to fat camp, and Ben Stiller being like their Nazi camp counselor that won't let him eat anything. And
Where it's almost like they're all there to commune about the fact that they are all fat and
Yeah.
hopefully learn ways to get better. And he's there like they're at fat boot camp.
Yeah.
And it's like, you all are pieces of shit and you all are going to get thin in 15 minutes.
And
You
I
know?
always loved, I still laugh at the scene where they go on a hike and Ben Stiller is like doing yoga and headstands. It's just really goofy.
It's funny it came out with the poster. It's like the 4 kids holding up a gigantic sub sandwich.
Yeah.
And now it's like on DVD, it's just Ben Stiller only with the backpack on. And it just says heavyweights.
Yeah.
It's like the focus changed on that movie.
Well, yeah, because he's not the main character. Like,
No,
it's more like a Sandlot where he plays Cujo.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean
he's in it. He's in it more than the dog and Sandlot.
Yeah, but he's not in it that much though.
No.
More it's about the kids trying to sneak, I used to love that they had candy bars in like the tree stump.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's what I would do. But the movie's really cute too, and it has a great message about how you treat your kids if they're overweight and things like that. Because it's also an Apatow movie, so it has a message to it, and it's a really cute film. I think you can get it on Blu-ray for like $12.
Yeah.
And it's totally worth it. I really loved, and I love the goat kart racing at the end where they beat the skinny popular kids, and it's just a movie I've always loved.
Yeah, that's a genuinely awesome movie.
Yeah, so yeah, my number 8 film is Heavyweights.
I'm so glad you put it on your list because I wanted to find a way. I already made places for other little niche movies, some of which, like Cutthroat Island, we've already talked about. So I was like, I can't cut all the great movies out of this list.
It was
just
hard.
So I could put
But when I was thinking again, I might leave some movies that are better off this list.
Yeah,
like 7. But But to me, it's what I enjoyed and what they mean to me. I do it every year when I make lists because, again, I'm not some snooty critic for the Chicago Times or, I'm not going to say, fucking some foreign film is the best movie of the year. It's just not who I am.
Yeah.
I like to be entertained. So Heavyweights entertain me more than 7. So
very fair. Very fair.
Brad, what's your number 8 film of the year?
Is it a foreign film?
No.
Is it 7?
That was going to be really awkward.
It is not 7, because we're on number 8. My number 8 is, I guess, a respectable movie called The Usual Suspects.
Usually, when there is a crime, there is a motive.
I want to know why. 27 men died on that pier for what looks to be $91 million worth of dope that wasn't there.
Usually, when there is a lineup, there's only one real suspect.
This whole thing was a shakedown. And there's no way they'd line 5 felons in the same room.
But this is not the usual crime. This is not the usual motive.
He was in the harbor killing many men.
Kaiser Soze! He saw Kaiser Soze.
And these are not the usual suspects. Keaton.
I'm a businessman.
McManus.
There's nothing that can't be done.
Hockney.
What, do you got a team of monkeys working around the clock on this?
Fenster.
Flip you for real.
Verbal Kint.
Roger, really. People say I talk too much.
He doesn't know what you want to know.
I don't think he does. Not exactly. But there's a lot more to his story, believe me.
In a world where nothing is what it seems.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world.
I know he's here.
He didn't exist.
You've got to look beyond the usual suspects.
I'm smarter than you. And I'm going to find out what I want to know, whether you like it or not.
I work for Kaiser Soze. He feels you owe him. He does not expect all of you to live, but those of you who do will have $91 million.
It was Kaiser Soze, Agent Korean. I mean the devil himself.
I'm telling you, it's Kaiser Soze!
There is no Kaiser Soze.
Keaton always said, I don't believe in God, but I'm afraid of him. Well, I believe in God. And the only thing that scares me is Kaiser Soze.
Yeah.
Who is Kaiser Soze?
I know, right?
Don't spoil it. My mom's listening. She hasn't seen it yet.
She hasn't seen it?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that in a movie in a while. I remember when I saw it the first time, I was too young to understand it, and then I saw it again. I'm like, this movie's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a really good mystery. Bryan Singer, before he only did superhero movies.
Was this his first film?
I think so. It might be his first big studio film.
Yeah.
It's like the one you get after you do your indie school film. Yeah.
It's his breakout picture.
So
Kevin Spacey's breakout role.
Yeah, remind everybody what the film's about.
I haven't seen it in a while, but Kevin Spacey is, I forget his character's name. It's like weird. He goes into the police station.
They keep calling him like the Gimp or the
He has a real name, but it's like Anton or something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Shoot.
Or it's Verbal Kint.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he goes into this police station and starts talking to, I think, Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah.
Is the detective.
Yeah.
And he's got like information on some kind of criminal enterprise going down, and like Gabriel Byrne's the lead of it. So he starts recounting the story
in this movie.
Yeah.
All the great actors are on a lineup on the cover. But yeah, they're running some criminal organization thing, and then they're trying to figure out like there's this character Kaiser Sose behind it, but they don't like know who he is. He's like a ghost.
Yeah, basically like Kaiser Sose is the character who corrals these, this short list of guys into doing this job, but nobody ever meets him. So they can't figure out who he is. So even though they know who's pulling off the job, they can't prove anything.
Yeah, and then get into cahoots with this guy Kobayashi, who runs some company, and they go on the mission, and then it turns out they've been double crossed or something.
That's right.
I
haven't seen this movie in a while.
Presumably Kaiser Sose, and then there's this other twist at the end, which is like the whole staple of the movie.
Yeah.
Which I won't say because
don't.
You really shouldn't, because anybody who hasn't seen it,
and it's one of the best twists in movies.
Yeah,
ever.
it's like one of the best cinematic twists. And I remember being blown away by it too, and it's a credit to the acting and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, they make you think it's somebody else. So anyway.
Yeah, I didn't put it on my list because I haven't seen it in so long, and I know it's a great movie, but I didn't feel right putting it on my list because.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while.
I haven't watched it in a while, so
I really like it.
Yeah, and that, and I said, because I remember all the great actors. I remember how great it's shot, but I don't know where I could put it, and I didn't think it'd be fair to the film, and I knew one of you guys would have it on it.
Yeah, it's one that it doesn't show up on my list because it's a movie. I watched it not too long ago. It's not a movie that I watch a lot. Like, it's not a movie that I want to go back to very often, because it's one where I want to sit there and watch it and really enjoy it. But then once I've seen it once every couple of years, I'm like, all right, I've scratched the itch, But it's a really brilliant little movie.
Yeah. So check it out.
Yeah, for sure.
James, what's your number 8?
My number 8 is now this is a movie I haven't seen in a while, which is unfair, but it's just really good. It's so good. I even like the sequel, despite the fact that the sequel's not that great. My number 8 is Get Shorty.
In a town known for fame, wealth, and glamour, one honest man has come to Hollywood to make a killing.
My name's Chili Palmer.
Chili's a gangster. Ran a club I used to play at for another gangster back in Miami. How is Momo these days anyway?
Dead. So you make movies, huh?
I produce feature motion pictures.
I got an idea for a movie.
Doesn't everybody?
Yesterday you were a loan shark.
Yeah, but I was never that into it.
You think the movie business is any different?
Ray, look at me.
Why don't you take a look at that? You must bring something heavy to the deal.
I do. Me.
I think you ought to turn around and go back to Miami.
You're a stuntman, huh?
Yeah.
You any good?
I mean, he's got no respect for us.
That's not bad for a guy his size.
Got a major star interested.
Which star?
2-time Academy Award nominee, Martin Weir.
He played the mob guy turned snitch in Cyclone.
Yeah, one of his best parts.
No, well, the best part was when he played the crippled gay guy that climbed Mount Whitney.
I guess in your line of work, there's times you have to get kind of rough, huh?
Not really.
Have you spoken with Mr. Palmer since your husband blew up?
Oh, my Leo!
It says here you're getting Martin Weir for the part of Lovejoy. How are you going to do that?
I'm gonna take a gun, I'm gonna put it to his head, and I'm gonna say, sign the papers, Martin, or you're dead. That's it.
I wonder, would that work?
John Travolta.
I think you could be an actor. I know you're acting sometimes, but you don't show it.
You thought I was faking?
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, let me help you out. Go ahead. Suck harder.
Rene Russo.
Harry's dreaming of a $40 million production. He'll never get off the ground. With a star, he'll never sign with or without my help.
And Danny DeVito.
Looking at you, I'm having memories of us. And I'm wondering, how did it go wrong? How did it all slip away?
Well, it didn't slip away, Martin. You did when you went off with Nikki at my birthday party.
Yeah, that was a good party.
Rough business, this movie business.
Don't you puke on my shoes, Harry.
I may have to go back to loan sharking just to take a rest.
Get Shoddy.
fade out.
I can't believe you pick it, Shorty. That was my Travolta. That was pretty good.
It was Travolting.
Wow. Wow.
Anyway, so Get Shorty is the story of a kind of gangster kind of guy, but a cool gangster.
Based on the books by that guy.
By Elmore Leonard, yeah.
There it is.
Who goes, based on the book by Elmore Leonard, and he goes out to Hollywood and gets, he's basically a really big film buff. He kind of plays the role of like every armchair film critic like us, who, watches movies from Hollywood and sits back and goes like, well, oh man, like why don't they just do it this way? Or why I could always make a better movie. So he goes out there for this job, to get this guy to like pay his boss back or whatever, and falls into this hole of movie producers and like writers and all this stuff, and ends up trying to get his own movie made. And it's just a really funny like romp through Hollywood. There's a lot of really great characters, and I don't know, it's a really fun movie. It's one of the first Elmore Leonard movies that I ever saw, and it was a while before I started like, really appreciating how good he was. But this was one that from the very first time I saw it, which I was probably too young to see it the first time, I was just like, this is awesome. Like, I really like these characters. It was after John Travolta was making his comeback. So he's just damn
Which
cool.
one?
Well,
his third?
Fair. Yeah. I think he's due for another one, isn't he?
Well, the thing is like, he has a comeback. Does he really have to have a comeback if he constantly just makes good movies every once in a while?
He doesn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He makes bad movies sometimes.
Everybody does, except Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so Get Shorty. It's really good. My number 8.
Cool. My number 7. So, as you can tell by my list, is, the real critical darlings are going to show up later.
Yeah.
But again, there's movies that when you're younger and now that you're older, you still totally enjoy and I could watch anytime. And this movie is one of those movies because it reminds me of being fun and silly with all my friends. And my number 7 movie is Billy Madison.
You remember that spelling bee you won in the first grade?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Rock. R-O-K.
Yeah, so what's your point?
R-O-C-K.
The C is silent. I'll do each grade in 2 weeks, take the test, regraduate, prove to you I'm not an idiot, and then I get to take over Madison Hotel.
You pass every grade before June 15th. You take over instead of Eric.
Don't you think it's a little pathetic that just because of who your father is, you get to come to school all over again?
Yes, I do.
I want you all to meet our new friend, Billy. Can everyone say hello to Billy?
Hello, Billy.
I heard it's retarded or something.
You just passed the first grade.
I am the smartest man alive!
Today, Junior?
You want some more of that? I didn't think so! Now you're all in big trouble. B-U-N-T in perfect cursive. Any more brain busters?
Next week, you can have another bunch of kids to impress and another teacher to annoy.
I don't want to annoy another teacher, Miss Vaughn. I want to annoy you.
Where's Billy? He's in school, man.
Want to trade me this banana? You know how badly I can beat you, right?
That Veronica Vaughn is one piece of ace.
Wooey! You blew it!
If you're gonna stay home today, you can help me shave my armpits.
My God, I'll go to school.
I had an accident.
You had an accident? What does that mean?
You! Spanish Armada.
1469. 15, please do not do that. Come on. God, give me the answer!
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Okay, a simple wrong would have done just fine, but...
Billy Madison?
Oh, back to school, back to school, back to school.
It's quacktastic. Yeah, remember when he draws a really shitty duck in class? And she says, Billy, why did you draw your duck that way? He's like, well, I've never seen a blue duck, and I've always wanted a blue duck. It's just so stupid. But I love the movie. Every time I watch it, I laugh. It just cracks me up. And I watched Adventures in Babysitting last week, and Bradley Whitford was in it. Mm-hmm. And he's like the hunk guy in Adventures in Babysitting.
Yeah.
And I can never get past it. He's always plays a weasel and everything. And I'm pretty sure Billy Madison got me thinking that way about him, because he's the weaselly, like, CEO guy. And he plays him so well. Yeah, I just love the movie, and it's everything that people probably don't like about Adam Sandler, but I love, where he's just a goofy man-child, you know. There's parts where he gets so drunk that he chases a man-sized penguin, and it's just so stupid. But, you know, he starts dating the really hot fourth grade teacher, I think it's his fourth grade teacher, and he gets really drunk after he loses the bet, and he shows up at her house drunk. And he looks up the stairs, and the penguin has a martini and a cigar, and he, like, shakes it at him, like, look what I just did. He says, well, I see what happened here. So sorry to interrupt. And I just love that stuff, because it doesn't make any sense. And why is there a giant penguin? I don't know. It's funny.
I know a lot of people, when you ask, like, what was the name of the Adam Sandler movie where he's playing golf, and, like, people get Billy Madison and Happy Gilmore confused?
Yeah.
What's the premise of Billy Madison?
Billy Madison.
He's in school, right?
No, Billy Madison he is the son of a huge hotel corporation guy. I guess he's a guy who's in charge, a CEO of hotels, and he's getting ready to retire, and he's gonna leave his company to Eric, who's Bradley Whitford's character, and Adam Sandler plays Billy Madison, doesn't want that to happen, and so he finds out that he got his way paid through school. And so he makes a bet with his dad that for 2 weeks he'll go to every grade and pass the tests. And if he does that, then he's in charge of his company. And that's the premise. So it's it's basically like a bunch of skits with Adam Sandler being goofy.
Huh.
And Norm Macdonald's in it. And
probably other SNL people.
Yeah, but Chris Farley's in it as the bus driver. It's just really funny. There's always a really funny part. So Chris Farley takes him on like a field trip, and there's to some, I don't know, place where there's an old lady showing him around, and they go there and they're like, man, who would eat 37 box lunches? And it cuts to Chris Farley with Norm Macdonald, and they're eating lunches going, I don't know why. I don't know how Norm Macdonald showed up on the bus trip, but it's funny. And at the end, Chris Farley makes out with a giant penguin.
Huh.
And hey, there's a really great, like, musical number that I should make James find and play for you right now.
All right.
Yes, I will go back to school and achieve victory. No man will take what my father has built unless that man is me.
My Billy, sweet Billy boy, I knew you would go back. No one can stop you if you try. Don't I have a nice rack?
Veronica, I thank you for beating the shit out of me. I see things so clearly now. I choose my destiny.
Oh, Billy, I knew you had it in ya.
We're here to help you, Billy. Get back in school to stay. You gotta work real hard and stick it out till graduation day.
Hey, kids, it's me. I bet you thought that I was dead. But when I fell over, I just broke my leg and got a hemorrhage in my head.
There are obstacles in the way, but together
Yeah, it's funny. Because there's a clown that died earlier and he comes back with blood pouring out of his mouth and sings in it. Again, this movie's so bizarre. It's Adam Sandler humor. If you've ever seen him do stand-up, he's pretty goofy. But yeah, Billy Madison, because, yeah. And if you get the Blu-ray, when Bridget Wilson gets in the pool to punch him, you can see through her shirt too. Brad, what's your number 7?
Wait, I want to ask really quick, because
Yeah.
I've never seen Billy Madison.
No?
Should I see Billy Madison?
If you want to see a silly, stupid comedy, yeah, I think it's funny.
Do you think I'll like it?
No.
I appreciate your honesty. I'll probably give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, I would see it. I always laughed at it. Brad,
Yeah.
did you like Billy Madison?
It's all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody.
Is it your number 8 movie of the year?
No.
Okay.
We
we're
already
on
did my
7.
number 8.
We're on 7, right? Yeah.
Brad, what's your number 7?
My number 7 is my number 7 just because it's 7.
Do you like what you do for a living? These things you see?
You have to wear blinders sometimes. Most times.
Detective William Somerset is looking for a way out.
You're retiring. 6 more days and you're all the way gone.
So how long have you lived here?
Too long. Detective David Mills is looking for a way in.
We'll be spending every waking hour together from now until the time I leave. I'll show you who your friends and enemies are.
Look, I've worked homicide 5 years. Not here.
Now,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a homicide.
they're caught in a game
No fingerprints and no witnesses of any kind.
Nope.
About the only thing we know about that guy right now is he's totally insane.
where the price of sin is death.
There are 7 deadly sins. Gluttony,
You're going to come take a look at this?
greed,
No one touches anything.
sloth, wrath, pride, lust, and envy. 7. You can expect 5 more of these.
Body was found on Tuesday morning.
I hate this city.
We're gonna get who did this. This will be the very definition of swift justice.
There are 2 more bodies, 2 more victims.
This guy's methodical, exacting, and worst of all, patient.
He's laughing at us. He had a gun.
He's 2 murders away from completing his masterpiece.
Let's finish it.
Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, Gwyneth Paltrow.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
No.
7.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good. It's also the 7th highest grossing film of the year.
Really?
Yeah, 1995.
Weird.
I know.
Did you see, does Box Office Mojo put it as SE, the number 7 in EN, or is it
No,
just
it's
7?
well, I actually was looking at Wikipedia when I looked at my list, so
I'm going to look right now while you talk about it.
But yeah, it's, not just that it's, my number 7 movie, because 7, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really one of my favorite movies, but from 95, it's really disturbing, great thriller. Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman, these 2 detectives trying to track down this serial killer who is also Kevin Spacey.
Spoilers!
Yeah.
And I'm just kidding.
Whatever.
You find like
it's not the only movie he's yeah.
Yeah, I know. He starts the movie that way. So.
Yeah, he plays that character a couple times and across history. Anyway, so there's this killer doing these murders based on the 7 deadly sins, and it's famous for the what's in the box line, and it's a pretty good mystery, and David Fincher's just like
wonderfully shot.
That part where there's the one guy who kills that woman with like the spiked dildo thing. Like,
oh yeah, man.
I always thought the really fat guy was creepy too.
Oh, such a disturbing.
And then one
scene.
guy who's like, I think it's the one who dies from sloth, but he's not really dead.
Oh,
when that fucker wakes up, you're like, oh Jesus!
That movie's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's like Saw before Saw.
I've always said it was Saw for like intelligent people.
Because I think the first Saw is pretty intelligent.
I don't. It's a very similar thing where they're telling the story about this guy who's like vindictively punishing people for their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so well written. But yeah, it's messed up.
Yeah.
It's a really good movie. I appreciate your list already, Brad, just because you're knocking off movies that I really wanted to put on my list, but wasn't able to.
Well, I think like when I was doing my list, I was looking at stuff that I wanted on there. I was like, no, they'll probably have it too, so I can leave it off.
Good.
So
I did the same thing because there's actually a lot of good movies.
Oh yeah,
and like I really enjoyed Seven, but I didn't know if I would put it on my top 10.
Yeah,
because again, it is a tight thriller. It's cool. I love the chase through the rain. I think that's a really cool scene.
Man.
But yeah, I just didn't do it. And I'm glad someone else did.
Have I ever told you guys the story about the first time I watched Seven, the double-sided DVD?
Yes. So you watched the end first.
Yeah, I watched the second half. I started at sin number 5. I saw like 2 sins and then the end, and then the character, the thing that's in the box. That actor was not in the movie, the second half of the film. So
like,
I was just like,
so it really fucked with you.
What? Yeah, I was like, why the hell is that in the box?
Yeah.
Well, of all the things that could be there. Yeah. And then the movie just ends like 45 minutes in, and I was like, what did I do wrong? And it was because, for anybody who doesn't remember the story, it was because the movie was split in half, and I started on the wrong half. So I had to go back and watch the opening sequence of the movie. Oh, man.
And it then had less impact.
Right, and then it made more sense. I was like, oh, that's who that person is. Oh, that's really sad. This is a sad movie. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
Gwyneth Paltrow's really good in it because she's quiet. That's the movie.
She's especially quiet in the second half.
James, what's your number 7?
My number
I'm sure 7 would have been Laura's number 1 movie from 95.
Oh, totally. Yeah. 7.
7. The movie 7. Yeah,
it's one of her favorites.
What's your favorite movie of 1995, Laura?
7.
It's probably 7. Do you like Billy Madison more than 7?
Judge Dredd.
Yeah. So my number 7 of 1995 is a movie that I'm pretty positive is not going to be on either of your lists, and is probably kind of weird to be on mine. But I saw this movie so many times on TV. After I first saw it, it used to be one that they just reran, and the action with here is so cool. Too bad I don't like the director anymore. My number 7 is Desperado.
I was visiting a bar, and in he walked. You saw his face? His face? No. I mean, every step he took towards the light, just when you thought his face was about to be revealed, it wasn't. It was as if the lights dimmed, just for him.
They call him a loner.
I know who you are.
Really?
You kill drug dealers.
I killed the woman I loved. You ruined my life.
They called him a myth.
You've heard stories of that man that carries the guitar case full of weapons.
Find him and kill him.
I hope you don't think you can take someone like Ucho all by yourself.
Really?
They made the mistake of calling his bluff.
Is there something in the guitar case? Guitar?
Now, it's time to face the music.
Let's play.
Desperado, the new film from Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah, Desperado's a sweet movie.
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw it, it was on TV, and like I'm just watching Antonio Banderas in this bar, and like I'm aware something's going on, but there's like this tension building, and the dialogue's cool, and then the guitar case opens up the first time, and he goes down, pulls up these 2 guns, and this action scene starts that is over the top and silly, but it is so much fun. And then there's the whole thing with like Quentin Tarantino in the back. I think it's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah. He's in the back, like, gonna talk to this boss. and then everything goes bad because Antonio Banderas is there, so Quentin gets killed. And it's just it's a really awesome action sequence. The rest of the movie is like, you know, it's still really cool.
I still think it has one of the coolest
scene,
walk-away scenes from an explosion ever. Oh, yeah. When he's walking and grabbing Selma Hayek, and it's like, yeah, it's pretty badass.
It's so cool. I think it's the cover of a couple of the Blu-ray
I think it
editions.
is. Should be, because it's awesome.
And then it ends, like, I had never seen El Mariachi, so there's this whole thing where it's a part of this larger story, or at least it seems like it is, and like he meets up with this guy who turns out to like be his brother or whatever, and he's like the drug dealer guy that he's been fighting the whole time, and they fight, and they like, you know, he ends up winning, you know, and then he goes out and he like calls his buddies, and they send all these dudes to come kill Antonio Banderas' character, and then the other mariachis show up. And one of them's a dude who's got this big, like, bass guitar case, and he flips it over his shoulder, and the hole pops out of the bottom because it's a rocket launcher.
You remember when Robert Rodriguez would make fun movies?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this movie's just really enjoyable, you know? Selma Hayek's really good. Well,
yeah,
she's fine, you know? She's pretty.
She is.
Like, that character isn't there for much, but, like, to get in trouble and for Antonio Banderas to save. So, I mean, that's too bad, but still, it's a cool movie. Yeah, it's really enjoyable. And it's just so, like, that whole idea of, like, these mariachis who have cases full of weapons is just so silly that you have a hard time not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's really too bad that Once Upon a Time in Mexico is so boring and shitty. Like, it's just so far away from what Desperado is. So, yeah, that's my number 7.
Cool. Cruising along.
Yeah.
My number 6 is actually on a list from someone who sent one in, and I thought I was the only one who loved this film. It's another horror film, and is directed by a really famous horror director. In fact, I think it's his second best film, and a lot of people will say that The Thing is his second best film, or maybe what's another great film? They Live.
Yeah.
But to me,
Halloween.
Halloween is his best film. But to me, his second best film is my number 6 film from 1995, and it's called In the Mouth of Madness.
This one will drive you absolutely mad.
The riots began because the stores could not meet the demand of Sutter Kane's novel, In the Mouth of Madness.
Kane disappeared 2 months ago without a trace. I'm the guy that writes horror books.
You can forget about Stephen King. Kane outsells them all.
I need to know if he's alive or dead, and I need that book.
It's a setup. It's just that. I just have to work out how it's set up.
Kane's writing has been known to have an effect on his readers.
See this? It's a map.
This whole thing has been staged.
You just get out.
This is not reality.
It's all happening for real, Trent.
I know this book will drive people crazy. Well, let's hope so. The movie comes out next month.
One, I think it's one of the coolest titles for a movie ever.
It's a Lovecraft, isn't it?
It is not a Lovecraft. It's,
okay. I always thought it was.
It's in the style. It's about a horror writer who goes missing, and Sam Neill plays an insurance investigator who goes to find him because he's Charlton Heston plays a publisher who is due a book from. He's basically Stephen King.
Yeah.
So he's due this book. So he's like, you need to go find him because I need to put this book out because it's costing me a lot of money. And this guy Sutter Kane is going crazy, and I don't know where he's at. So throughout the course of the film, before even Sam Neill's character leaves, he starts being attacked by crazy people. On the way to this place where Sutter Kane supposedly is at, he passes weird things on the road. They go to this town where nothing seems right. It's like there's monsters everywhere. And as Sam Neill is investigating it, he realizes everything he's doing is happening from Sutter Kane's books. And so it's like Sutter Kane.
So it's like Goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's like a new Goosebumps.
Yeah, like new Goosebumps, except like a horror film and scary. And I always remember there's certain scenes in the film that just stick with me. And it's really well done. There's this part where this lady who is helping Sam Neill investigate, there's these kids that are always running through town chasing this dog, and they would just randomly disappear, kind of like little ghosts. And she finally catches up to them, and it's really late at night, and she says, "Hey, where's your kids' parents?" And these kids turn around and they have like these razor sharp teeth. She's like, "Who looks after you?" And they go, "You do." And it's like really fucking creepy. And she says, "Who is your mommy?" "You're our mommy." And it's just really bizarre, and you don't know what's right or wrong. And I love this line that Sam Neill delivers, and he's yelling at this girl, and he's like, "This is in a book. This is not reality. This is not reality." And it's a mind fuck throughout of it. You don't know what's real. You don't know what is. It's a really cool movie, and it's one that I think a lot of people missed. I think it's pretty low on, I think it only made like $10 million.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool movie, and it's one of those ones that's always stuck with me.
Yeah.
And just because it's different. The ending doesn't quite, I guess the climax doesn't quite hold up. The ending is really good.
Yeah.
The climax is meh, but it redeems itself because the ending is really good.
Is it just that like they have to find one of the books and write "They lived happily ever after" in the end and then close it?
No.
Okay.
It starts where Sam Neill is reading the book, and it goes to like his character. It says, "So and so is reading the book," and he says this, and he says that line to that lady. So it kind of goes that way. Then he eventually finds Sutter Kane, and it gets really goofy.
Oh, okay.
But then it ends with, I don't want to spoil anybody.
Yeah.
It ends different, and it was Sam Neill. It opens with Sam Neill at a place, and it ends with him at a place, and then the ending when he gets out is totally, it's really good.
Okay.
But I recommend it if you like psychological horror, and it's not it's not very violent. It's more of just a mind bend.
Cool.
And Zach Eastman mentioned it in his list he sent to me.
Sweet.
So I'm surprised because I know a lot of horror film people like this movie, but it's not a really well-known John Carpenter film.
Yeah.
So it's my second favorite film he's ever done. I mean, The Thing is great, but I just like, because this one's a little more different. I don't know. You have to see it. It's hard for me to, because I don't want to describe too much because it ruins it.
Yeah, that one I may actually really want to check out.
Yeah, I should let you borrow. I think you'd like it.
Yeah.
Because again, it starts off just like a psychological thriller where you're not sure what's happening. And again, even says it, what's reality, what's not reality? Is this really happening to me? And you can't leave the town. It's really cool.
Better or worse than Shutter Island?
Better.
Good. Whew. All right, then I won't watch it.
I think Shutter Island shot really well. I think you say that about all Scorsese films.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's my number 6. Brad?
My number 6 is I can't think of a fun pun for this one. My number 6 is coming back with a vengeance because it's Die Hard with a vengeance.
In the hands of a mastermind of terror.
I want to play a game with Lieutenant McClane.
What kind of game?
Simon Says.
The path to revenge leads straight to John McClane.
If we don't do it, this guy says he's going to blow up another public place.
Why me? What has it got to do with me?
I have no idea. He just said it had to be you.
It's nice to be needed.
Simon Says, get to the payphone in Wall Street Station by 10:20, or the number 3 train and its passengers vaporize.
I'm not jumping through hoops for some psycho. That's a white man with white problems. You deal with it. Where the hell are you going, McClane? I know what I'm doing. Not even God knows what you're doing.
This guy wants to pound on you till you crumble.
Are you aiming for these people?
No. Well, maybe that mime. He wants you to dance to his tune and then kill you.
Oh, dear.
You don't like me because I'm white.
I don't like you because you're going to get me killed.
On May 19th.
This is a bad idea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a New York police officer. I'm going to ask you to calmly and quietly start moving towards the other end of the car.
When the theater goes dark.
Trust me, guys.
Duck. The roof blows off. out there setting off bombs. And for some reason, he's very angry with me.
This, as they say, is where the plot thickens.
They knocked over the Federal Reserve.
Bruce Willis, Jeremy Irons, Samuel L. Jackson.
Congratulations, you're still alive.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother... In a John McTiernan film, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
John McClane, NYPD. Are you all right? Yes. Laundry day.
You should have said Simon Says my number 6 is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yes, that would have been good.
Yeah, that would have been great.
All right, let's try it again. Simon said...
You know,
no,
what, you just do the rest of my list.
I should.
I'll take a break. Yeah, third Die Hard movie.
I liked it because it was different. Because, you
well,
know,
technically it is different because it's based on the Simon Says script from Shane Black.
Yeah,
right.
But I mean, for the Die Hard stuff, because, you know, it's more of you know, it's an action film where he had to think, you know, how am I going to get this briefcase off this person in the park? And
yeah, it's a cat and mouse game.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Which is cool because, you know, part of what made Die Hard 1 so great was that, like, it's this normal guy in this crazy situation. He's got to do all this stuff like walk on glass, you know.
And now he is on his turf in New York.
Yeah, but in this one, he's got to use his smarts. You know,
got to play detective
it's a
to
very,
solve the mystery.
Right, it's a very unusual like action film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you find out that despite all this smoke and mirrors, it's still just a heist.
Yep. That's pretty cool.
I think even the bad guys say like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
No, they do because it's like he's just trying to distract them for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is a pretty decent plan, I guess. Yeah.
No, I think the movie's cool. I think it's
and a lot of the fun is like him and
second best Die Hard.
Yes, I'd say it's better than 2 for sure.
Oh yeah. I think it's my favorite. To be
Is it
really
really?
honest with you. Yeah.
I think the first one's the best one, but
yeah,
this one's pretty close.
The first one is the best one. I think the third one is my favorite. You know what
I get what you're
I'm
saying, yeah.
You know,
I think I would go 1, 4, 3,
really
2, and 5. Which I don't think
yeah,
anyone likes
5's
5.
really bad.
God, I remember sitting in that movie and going like, what the fuck?
Right.
How did this happen?
You can go back and hear.
Yeah, like him and Samuel L. Jackson have a fun like rapport in the movie.
Yeah,
it's fun to have him. He has a sidekick.
Whose name's Zeus.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So yeah, and then of course Jeremy Irons does a great job being a villain.
Some really cool action scenes in that movie. Yeah. I really like that.
That's my number 6. James?
All right, my number 6 is also a Bruce Willis movie, but is very much not a Die Hard film. My number 6 is 12 Monkeys.
You're a very good observer, Cole.
We have a very advanced program, something very different.
An opportunity to reduce your sentence considerably.
And possibly play an important role in returning the human race to the surface of the Earth.
No license, no prints, no warrants.
What are you talking about 5 cops like he was dusted to the eyeballs?
What year is this?
What year do you think it is?
1996.
That's the future, James. Do you think you're living in the future?
I'm simply trying to gather information to help the people in the present trace the path of the virus.
We're not in the present now.
This is a place for crazy people.
I'm not saying you're not mentally ill. For all I know, you're crazy as a loon.
The army of the 12 monkeys, they're the ones that spread the virus.
Monkeys.
He's been living in a meticulously constructed fantasy world, and that world is starting to disintegrate.
You haven't become addicted to that dying world?
No, sir.
He needs help.
I think I'm crazy when people start dying next month. I don't belong here.
You're here because of the system.
I know some things that you don't know.
Yes, my son.
You sent me to the wrong year.
You're certain of that?
Science ain't an exact science.
You had a bullet from World War I in your leg, James. How did it get there?
I don't know.
You're a trained psychiatrist. You know the difference between what's real and what's not.
You said that I had delusions. You said you could explain.
I'm trying to.
I want the future to be unknown.
I can help you. Get you out.
Can't hide from them. Don't even try.
We're all
monkeys.
The thing mutates. We live underground.
They're watching you.
I just want to do my part to get us back on top, in charge of the planet.
I forgot that came out.
Yeah. This was a movie that I was obsessed with when I first saw it.
Really?
Oh yeah. I probably watched it, I don't know, 6 or 7 times in the first few months that I saw it. 'Cause it was one where I just really I needed to figure it out, and I was probably 14 or 15 when I first saw it. And like the mystery of 12 Monkeys was so cool to me. And I don't think I had a harder time really wrapping my mind around like what it was trying to say and what it was doing and how the time travel worked, and especially because it is such of a mindfuck because you don't know whether or not Bruce Willis is crazy. So 12 Monkeys is a story of Bruce Willis is a guy in the future. And in the future, like basically the surface of the earth is polluted by this horrible virus that will kill most people. And he goes up there, he's like, you even get to see it. It's a Terry Gilliam film. You get to see it at one point. He goes up to the surface and there's like all these weird animals just free, like lions and bears and stuff. And, he collects some samples. He goes back down, and, in the place where he's living under the earth, it's like this very dystopian future. He basically lives in a prison. Actually, he is a prisoner. And there's these scientists that are all very weird. And everything is just really trippy, and they end up sending him back in time, because since he's a criminal, they're like, okay, well, you're no good to us, but we have to find a way to save the human race, so we're going to send you back in time, and you need to find out about the 12 Monkeys, because the 12 Monkeys is supposedly the group that released this virus on the earth. He goes back, and he goes back and forth, so he'll jump back in time, he'll do some stuff, collect some information, and he'll come back to the future and sort of divulge what he's learned. And it gets really trippy. It gets to a place where you don't really know what's real. Like, is Bruce Willis, because when he goes back, he gets captured for a really long time and held in a psych ward because they think he's insane. And they go so far as to make you think, like, maybe this guy just isn't, like, maybe this is a movie about a guy who's insane and thinks he's from the future, He ends up falling in love with Madeline Stowe, or she falls in love with him. He meets Brad Pitt, who is, it's one of Brad Pitt's earlier roles. At the same time that he was doing Seven, he was making this film. And it's very similar to Seven. He's playing that, like, really sort of, spastic, like, talks really fast, like, really crazy, over the top. He's almost chewing scenery, but brilliantly acted. Plays this character who's really crazy. And they throughout the movie have to unwind this whole mess of a story that they have of what's going on, and Bruce Willis has got to figure out who the 12 Monkeys are. I've always liked it because every sequence, the story sort of changes a little bit. You're always unsettled by what's going on, and once you really understand the story they're telling, it's actually really simple. It's just that the elements, because two things are happening at the same time, and then they're telling it in this backwards way, it all gets jumbled up and stays entertainingly confusing throughout the film until you can piece it all together and go, okay, this happened because of that happened because of that, A to B to C, end of movie. I think it's actually one of the more coherent and populist Terry Gilliam films. At least, other than like, Holy Grail, right, which is cheating. But I've always really loved it. One of my favorite time travel movies. And honestly, one of my favorite Bruce Willis movies. Like, I just think he's really good in this. So, 12 Monkeys.
It's I don't like it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really don't. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember everyone really loving it. Mm-hmm. And I never got what the big hoopla was about. I looked at it, and it's probably because I'm not a Terry Gilliam fan. It's whatever.
Yeah.
I could never watch again and be just fine.
But I'm not, I'm not a huge Brazil fan. Like, mm-hmm. I wouldn't call myself a Terry Gilliam fan, but this movie in particular I've always really enjoyed. I just think that the details here are really well handled. So, yeah. B.J. Washington, he doesn't really come from outer space. That movie's good. Anyway. Ryan, what's your number, 5?
5. I think this is the first time I might sweep some legs on this one.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I am a sucker for uplifting American stories.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
And this is one of them by a wonderful director.
I hate you!
By one of the greatest actors of all time.
Oh!
My number 5 film, and I actually watched it this week, I didn't want to play my hand, is Apollo 13.
Get fucked, Ryan!
Apollo 13 flight controllers, give me a go, no-go for launch.
You know that Easter vacation trip we had planned for Acapulco?
Procedures. Go. Control.
Go flight.
There might be a slight change in destination.
Really?
Maybe say the moon.
Booster.
Go.
Retro.
We're go flight.
GNC.
We're go.
And I take the controls and I steer it around. FAO.
We're go flight.
For a nice, soft landing on the moon. Better than Neil Armstrong.
Does it bother you that the public regards this flight as routine?
There's nothing routine about flying to the moon. I can vouch for that.
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch. The clock is running.
Houston, we have cleared the tower at 1313.
Okay, guys. We're going to the moon.
This is the crew of the Apollo 13, wishing everyone back on Earth a pleasant evening.
Houston, we have a problem.
We got a wicked shimmy up here.
Houston, we are venting something out into space. It's definitely a gas of some sort. It's like the heart rates are skyrocketing.
The Apollo 13 spacecraft is apparently losing breathing oxygen. The emergency has ruled out any chance of a lunar landing.
Why are so many people here? Something broke on your daddy's spaceship.
I have a request from the news people.
Take it up with my husband. He'll be home on Friday.
Flight, we have lost the radio contact.
Econ, what's your data telling you?
It's reading a quadruple failure. That can't happen. It's got to be instrumentation.
The ship's bleeding to death.
At this rate, we're going to skip right out of the atmosphere, and we're never going to get back.
We're looking at less than 15 minutes of life support in the Odyssey.
We never lost an American in space. We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch.
Odyssey, do you read me?
How long does it take to power up the LEM? 3 hours by the checklist. We don't have that much time.
You said you didn't watch movies, and you watched a movie.
Yeah. I just had to be reminded how much I love this film. And by the way, you should get the 20th anniversary Blu-ray because it is beautiful and has an awesome documentary on it.
Yep.
I have the HD DVD, so I'm set.
You're not. Because HD is still going to compress the picture, where the Blu-ray is a 50 gig Blu-ray dual layer, so it's
that
anyways.
science doesn't work.
Don't you remember the marketing from Blu-ray from when Blu-rays came out?
Dude. Anyways, Apollo 13 deals with the Apollo 13 mission that went horribly wrong, and they have to find a way to get back to Earth. And they have that great line where it's like, I need to fit all of this into here. And it's,
I need to make this fit into the hole for that using nothing but this.
Yep. And, the movie's awesome. It's one of those films where you know how it's going to end, but it's done so well that you want it, it might not end the way you want it to end. And it could be sad. The movie's awesome. And how they're able to shoot the film in that little space and make it super tense and super uplifting. I love this movie.
Yeah.
And I knew I was going to sweep some legs, but I don't fucking care. The movie's great. That's all I can really say. It's just wonderfully done. And it's a movie that I remember seeing it even when I was younger, realizing how cool the movie was and that you're watching something special. Mm-hmm. I like Apollo 13. And that, yeah, I can't believe that's 20 years old. Can you? Jeez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I'm sure you guys will sweep my legs a couple times. Because there's some movies coming up.
Yep.
Yep. James
Brad,
is being
what's
quiet
your-
because he has.
Brad, what's your number 5?
He has
wax,
stuff to say.
He's gonna
Yeah.
he's gonna wax poetically about it when it's his number 1 film because it's NASA, humans overcoming odds,
Tom Hanks,
and Ron Howard.
Yeah.
And it's not about a rivalry, so he's gonna
shut
up.
Yeah, it's good too.
Yeah. What's your number 5, Brad?
My number 5 is really shouldn't be on this list at all. It's only on here really because of, when I was a kid and it came out, and I just remember looking at it in magazines before it came out and being like, oh my God, this looks amazing.
Is it Unico?
And it's so different. What a weird draw. I told you that was from the 80s.
Oh,
We're doing 95, James.
I didn't remember that.
Yeah, but looking at the promos and magazines and stuff and all marketing build up and being like, wow, this is going to be fantastic. And then I don't think I actually saw it in theaters. I think I got to see it on video. And that movie is Batman Forever.
Riddle me this, riddle me that. Who's afraid of the big black bat?
In an uncertain world, in a chaotic time, justice wears a mask.
Your entrance was good. His was better.
Love is a game.
What is it about the wrong kind of man?
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
Power is a machine.
Now you've devised a way to read men's minds.
By the way, I've seen your mind, freak.
And revenge is a trap.
You're a genius.
Riddler and Two-Face can make a pretty lethal combination. Train me, let me be your partner.
Who's your tailor?
But first,
Let's meet our contestants.
Going down.
If the bat wants to play, we'll play.
Was that over the top?
Don't work too late.
You forgot the part where you kissed the girl.
The real game begins.
Courage now. Truth always. Batman forever.
It's a car, right? Chicks dig the car.
Yeah.
At least it doesn't have the bat.
It's not
credit
horrible.
card in
Yes, obviously there's a worse movie than that one, but
it. There are worse Batman movies.
but yeah, as a kid, just seeing all the crazy colors and production design, and Jim Carrey pretty much steals the show in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Val Kilmer's all right, but
Well,
after Michael Keaton, it didn't.
That
really...
was at a point where Batman Returns really didn't focus on Batman too much, and so people are like, "Oh, they really want the over-the-top villains."
Yeah.
So they focus a lot on the villains in this one again.
And everyone was trying to I think because Batman Returns was so dour, and the villains were so just kind of disturbing.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was trying to recapture the Nicholson performance, so that's basically what Carrey and Tommy Lee Jones are doing. They're just trying to copy his performance, and then Jim Carrey's also doing his Ace Ventura stick in the middle of that. So, but if you watch the special features, Tommy Lee Jones didn't even want to really be there.
No. He doesn't want to be on anything. Every time I see a special feature and Tommy Lee Jones is featured in the movie, he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
I heard he's an asshole on set.
Well, I heard he really just likes to do the smaller dramatic movies, and he gets roped into the big ones just because he needs a paycheck. So, yeah, and this one he just did it because his kids like Batman. So, that's all he.
And it seems like I think he's my least favorite part of that movie.
Really? I think he still does a decent job, but I mean,
I haven't seen it in a long time. Is that the one where they're making the toys first, or is that Batman and Robin?
Where they're making the toys first?
Yeah, where they had to make a bunch of toys, and like Joe Schumacher said, we had to make a movie
no, that's
with
Robin.
Is
Yeah,
that
that's
Batman and
Batman and
Robin?
Robin, yeah.
Well, I think ever since the first Batman, like that's always been the Warner Brothers marketing machine is like, hey, we made these toys, now put them in the movie.
Well, yeah, I think they had a problem with Batman Returns, where it's like, how do we make toys about a dude who eats raw fish?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, and I think that's also why like the car changes every movie, and the every movie's got its own fresh toys that look totally different than the last ones.
yeah, on the surface it looked amazing, but then it's just the whole thing with Batman. Like suddenly in this mythology, there's this book that he remembers, and it's like tied to his dead parents. And it's like
I don't remember that.
I don't give a shit about this book.
Wow.
Yeah, he keeps having all these day nightmares, and he has to talk to Nicole Kidman about it all the time.
Because she's the psychiatrist, right?
Yeah, it's like the deep part of the whole story that's just like shoehorned in there. It's like
I'm going to watch it soon because, again, I'm doing the comic book thing, and I've already watched the other two, so that one's coming up.
It's like in Secret of the Ooze, Ninja Turtle Secret of the Ooze, when the title says there's going to be a secret, and then you watch the movie and there is no secret. It's everything you already knew. That's kind of like what Batman Forever is. It's like, I keep seeing this book in my dream, and then the book, it does nothing. It if anything, it just reminds them that bats inspired him or something, because he falls into the cave.
And why did Val Kilmer not do the second Schumacher movie?
I think he didn't like doing Batman Forever, and then I think Schumacher just wanted George Clooney because he wanted to work with him or something like that.
He's handsomer.
Something like that.
Or maybe Val Kilmer put on too much weight.
He ate himself out of the part.
Oh. It's funny because I can totally agree with you, even though like I don't like Batman Forever, but I didn't actually get to see it when it came out because I was probably too young and my parents didn't care about Batman. And but I remember everything you're saying. Like I remember being really fascinated by that movie, even though I was like, oh man, I know I'm not going to get to see that, but that looks awesome.
Yeah.
And
you watch it today, and right off the bat, like that bank heist scene, there's like the security guards trapped in the bank vault that's like being filled with acid, and
very 1966 Batman.
That's what I always tell people is like the Schumacher movies are like big budget adaptations of the 1966 show. And he even says in the documentary, he's like, I didn't read the comics, I watched that show. So his whole direction is based off of an updated version of the show, and it totally comes across watching it as an adult, like exactly. Yeah. Everything's ridiculous. Like, and then Batman like comes down the street and talks to Commissioner Gordon, like does a press junket with everybody. Like it's, not totally
that's
fun.
Right.
Like
that's
silly
right.
Batman. Yeah. Like he talks to Chase Meridian right away, and it's dopey.
Yep.
But it looks super cool as a kid.
That might look good on Blu-ray. I haven't watched it yet. I think Schumacher makes good-looking movies. Kind of gay, but
Sheesh.
Yeah. I remember the like before they made the movie, there was like some press thing, like a live press thing, where Michael Keaton came out and he was like, he had to tell everyone publicly that he wasn't going to come back for the next movie, but didn't say exactly why. And I think it's pretty obvious the different vision was what he didn't want to do. So
yeah, Keaton was a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah. James, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is movie I didn't see until it's probably 15 or 16, and was I was starting to educate myself on some of the like more adult, like rated R movies that I had never seen. Well, I must have been like 17. And this was the movie that really, I'd seen this director's first movie and was like, okay, I guess. But this was the one where I was like, yeah, I really like Kevin Smith. So my number 5 is Mallrats.
I've never met a person who lives in as much fear of his mother as you do.
You want I should tell my mother what we do in here at night?
What, that you play video games and I fall asleep unfulfilled?
Oh, she calls you callow in here. You say that like it's bad. Well, it means frightened and weak-willed. That was the only part of the letter I thought was complimentary.
This is Brody's private hell.
Where the hell did that come from? What's going on here?
And these
Brody man, noochie noochies.
are his friends.
Ow.
Oh, sorry.
It's all right. What's a stink palm? Take your hand, you stick it like this. There, now you shake hands with the guy. You know how long it takes for that smell to come off? you stare at these things long enough, you're supposed to see some kind of hidden three-dimensional picture.
Oh, yeah, look, it's a sailboat.
You saw it too, damn it!
We slept together one time, remember, in high school, that ski trip?
That was you?
Dude, this looks like your mom.
Bye-bye, Easter Bunny.
There is no Easter Bunny!
You know about this game show thing they got going on here? Well, we need you guys to somehow ensure that it doesn't happen.
Fly, badass, fly!
Good evening, and welcome to Truth or Date.
Second suitor, would you ever make whoopee in public?
No, I think that's kind of personal. I don't think I should answer that.
Mall rats.
You said it was a good size.
When a girl says it's a good size, it's a nice way of saying that it's small.
What else did you expect from the director of Clerks?
Hey!
See, you swept legs. I knew it was going to happen.
Bastards. Anyway, Mallrats is my favorite Kevin Smith comedy.
It's the first Kevin Smith movie I saw.
Oh, yeah?
Mm.
Did you see it in theaters?
No, I saw it at a cast party in high school, and then I went back and watched Clerks and all the other ones.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I love Mallrats. I really do. It's just silly. I'm not a big fan of Jeremy London. Or is it Jason London? I forget which one it is. It's one of those guys. One of the London brothers.
I think it's Jeremy.
It's Jeremy. And when he's like, she's fucking dead, I think it's one of the best deliveries in the whole movie.
Yeah.
I think Dogma was my first one.
Oh.
That I saw.
It's a good one.
I didn't see...
And then Clerks.
I didn't see any of them until I was old enough that I was like, I think I'm supposed to go back and watch these. And so I went through...
Jane Silent Bob was my second one. Sorry.
Oh, yeah?
So yes, I saw Dogma, Jane Silent Bob, and then like even out of high school, I finally saw maybe the animated series, and then and then Mallrats.
But Mallrats is just silly. It's about kids that go to a mall to hang out because they both got dumped by their girlfriends.
Yeah,
and at that time, I was reading comics, and it really just it was like me, where I'm just silly and go and hang out with my friends, didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah. It's got that great dialogue that, like, it sounds like the way that you and your friends talk to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's all a lot of references, and, it's all the things that are great about, especially the early Kevin Smith comedies. It was just one that I've always really enjoyed, and it's interesting to go back to because you can see him, like, sharpening his teeth on actually being a real director of real films, It's not just like, hey, I got this cheap camera and, like, I'm gonna shoot this in black and white in this place that I don't really own. This really was like, even if you go watch the Blu-ray, there's a deleted scene with this like big crane shot that he put in at the beginning.
Oh yeah, the original cut of that was a lot different.
Oh yeah,
that party at that house.
Yeah. And it's really cool. Like he's really going for something with that shot. But then he ends up cutting it for entirely good reasons, I think, as I remember. But
and a lot of the movies actually shot like a play. Like characters just come in from the sides and they all stand in a wide shot in the middle.
Right. Yeah.
So he kind of reverted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really fun. It's got Stan Lee in it.
Yep.
It's even on the cover of the movie.
The best Stan Lee appearance.
Sure.
Then he walks away, intending to go one direction, and then when he's done saying the line, he just turns around and goes the opposite direction.
And it also has my favorite Ben Affleck line is, who's your favorite new kid? Call me Joey. For any New Kids on the Block fans out there.
Man.
And, Jason Lee, first movie, and he's amazing in that. And his comedic timing is just on. I mean, everything, it's almost as if Kevin Smith wrote that movie just for him, and he understood his voice immediately.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And he just hits everything in that.
It's got Claire Forlani, and she's pretty.
She is.
I like that. And some of the better, like, it really started creating the Jay and Silent Bob hijinks.
Oh yeah.
Because it's not just them standing outside. It's like he had to find excuses for them to be at the mall and for them to do stuff.
Silent Bob, have a heart.
Yeah. So that's my number 5.
Cool. but we still haven't had any repeats yet. My number 4 film is a film that I'm associated with constantly because of the way I look. But I still love this movie. Rewatching it again recently on Blu-ray. It's funny. And this comedic legend, if he was around longer, I think would have gone on to do some great dramatic roles because he's really good in the movie. And of course I'm talking about Chris Farley, and my number 4 movie is Tommy Boy.
Holy shnikes.
Is that for me?
No, son, that's for me.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors.
There's always has been, always will be, a family firm. Oh, son of a... Someday my son will run it.
Luke, I am your father.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time.
That's my name. Yeah, that's your new office now. Whoa.
Do we really want to put the future of the company in Tommy's hands?
Promise me you'll look after Tommy Boy here till he gets his feet wet.
Sure, and thanks for choosing me. Hey, Tommy, this is not a vacation for me. I'm out here against my will, so the least you can do is pretend to work. Ugh, I can actually hear you getting fatter. All right, it's sale time, so remember, we don't take
no for an answer.
No.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna pass.
Gotcha, thanks. Oh, son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Okay, let's check you out. All right.
It's a clip-on.
Hi, are you sure?
Can't breathe.
He's a big dumb animal, isn't he, folks?
No, son of a... What'd you do? I'm a maniac on the floor.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
Why?
I still want to say maybe one of the most quoted movies of all time.
Probably.
Just going for broke, and Chris Farley's humor and talent is just so infectious because you just love the guy. I mean, everything, he goes for broke no matter what. And everyone says, oh, you look like him. You should act like him. I don't think I could ever get to his level. I mean, he is just on another level.
I guess you have to do a bunch of drugs.
Yeah, well, the ironic part is during Tommy Boy, he was clean and sober. So, through Tommy Boy through Black Sheep, he didn't do any drugs or drink at all. And I think that's actually why those movies work better, because I think he's such a sharp mind that he can keep on going and going and going. And I mean, watching the documentary that's on the Blu-ray, they talk about that he improvised that whole scene of him coming back and, you know where the weight room is with the hot chick that was his girlfriend at the time, and just being silly. And the fat guy in the little coat is a joke he was doing his whole time on Saturday Night Live and wanting them to put it into any skit, and they wouldn't. And then one day he's like, well, let's put it in our movie. And he ended up singing the song. And, it's just a funny movie. And I think it's actually kind of a touching film too. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's one of my favorite films, and it's really silly. I love Tommy Boy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's one that it's never gotten its hooks in me, but I don't even know that I've ever really given it a fair shake, like I could say I think I've seen all of it. Like that's where I am. So
that's fine. And it's not for everybody, but to me, it's the time I was at, and I still watch it all the time, and I can always laugh at it. And I think him and David Spade had great chemistry.
Yeah.
And there's a movie that I just enjoy. So that's my number 4 film. It's Tommy Boy.
Cool.
Brad?
Cool.
My number 4 is the first one of these that I saw, and they've made a ton of them since, and even before this one, and it spawned many multiplayer matches throughout my Nintendo 64 throughout my career, or what career? Gaming life. My number 4 is GoldenEye.
When the world is the target.
72 hours ago, a secret weapon system was detonated over Serenaya.
And the threat is real.
GoldenEye exists. A radiation surge that destroys everything with an electronic circuit.
You can still depend on one man.
I want you to find GoldenEye.
3.
Find who took it.
2.
And stop it.
1.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
The world's most famous secret agent is back.
We aim to please.
And this time, 007 is facing the ultimate enemy. The man who knows him best.
Hello, James. What an unpleasant surprise.
006.
What's the message? No pithy comeback?
He was your friend, and now he's your enemy, and you will kill him.
Is the satellite in range? Target is London.
Now, the entire world is about to be caught in the crossfire.
See you in hell, James. You first. Kill him.
The pleasure will be all mine.
Did you check her out? Head to toe.
3 clicks, arms the fuse. Don't say it.
The writing's on the wall?
Grow up, 007.
I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur, a relic of the Cold War.
You know, James, I was always better.
Both of you, stop it! You like boys with toys. Trick is to quit while you're still ahead.
I wouldn't think of it.
Charming, sophisticated secret agent. Shaken but not disturbed.
Get us out of here!
Bond. Only Bond. Man just won't take a hint.
You don't need the gun.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
On November 17th.
Grab it!
United Artists brings you...
Trust me.
James Bond.
Why can't you just be a good boy and die? That's one trick I've never learned.
Yeah, so first James Bond movie I ever saw.
Me too.
So I had no, I didn't know about Sean Connery and
Timothy Dalton.
Famke
Timothy
Janssen?
Dalton, but
Roger
no,
Moore.
Roger Moore. Like that whole lineage. So like Pierce Brosnan right away, and I thought like it's a really pretty decent story. Like great action.
Yeah.
Really revived the series, and it's on my list number 4, but if the game was possible to put on my list, like,
oh, dude,
it would be higher. Like, this movie would get kicked off.
Hours playing that game.
That game is amazing.
Bond, James Bond, is blasting his way onto Nintendo 64 in the game version of the hit feature film, GoldenEye. Read your case file, grab your gun and clever gadgets, then control the actions of 007, the world's most famous spy. True 3D movement, motion, and character showcase the game's amazing realism, and different weapons allow you to accomplish your task covertly or not. Play solo or against a friend or foe with a 2-character split screen. Good luck, Bond!
Back in the day when you still had to do like a quad screen, you
Yeah.
couldn't like
You
share
still had
over the
fun,
internet.
though.
Yeah. And we'd like make up so many like ways to tweak the game.
Oh yeah,
and-
the Math the Golden Gun.
Yeah,
Oddball was really short.
Odd Job.
Yeah, Odd Job. Yeah, Odd Job.
Yeah, just a blast. And it's amazing. Like usually movie-based video games suck.
Oh yeah,
really bad. But like I think that was the first one that really branched out and
Oh, yeah.
made it respectable.
And the movie's cool. It's not on my list, but it's a cool movie. If Daniel Craig didn't make James Bond movies, that would still be my favorite James Bond film.
Yeah.
Because the early ones, I could never get into. I mean, they're fun, but
I watched the early ones. Like, yeah, Sean Connery's a great Bond, but the movies that he's in are just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like they don't start off super silly, but they get silly really quick.
and it's almost that because of what they are outweighs what they really are, if that makes any sense. Where
No.
Well, no, like where the sum of them, where everybody remembers and loves.
Yes,
but
I
when
get you.
but when you see them, you're like, they're all right.
Right.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh man, do you remember Goldfinger? And the people go back and they're like, I remember the scene where that woman gets turned into gold.
Yeah.
But do you actually remember anything else about Goldfinger?
Yeah, and GoldenEye was the first one where he's on the satellite, and I thought it was
doing really
cool.
good actiony stuff.
Yeah, where you find out 006 is he dies at the beginning and he comes back and he's really the bad guy. I think it's really cool.
Yeah,
That's a cool movie.
It's a great twist.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like those early Bond movies. A lot of them are like wide shots, and he just goes to places. Like he goes to a hotel or something and has conversations in these wide shots. But like you suddenly jump from like the Timothy Dalton ones to GoldenEye, where it's he's driving a tank and stuff, and all the action's really good. And
and to me, I think Pierce Brosnan, to me was James Bond. I thought even I was Sean Connery. I still always thought as Pierce as James Bond to me.
Yeah,
because that's who I grew up with.
It's really a shame because I remember at the time, like I 100% agree with you. Like you go back to like whenever World Is Not Enough came out, I would still 100% be like, oh yeah, like he is the James Bond, like he is so cool, like those movies are so great. And I look back at them now, and they're all tainted by how bad Die Another Day is and how mediocre World Is Not Enough is.
Yep.
Like for some reason, I feel like Pierce Brosnan burned really bright. And then they just
really
went
fast.
to shit.
But it's not his fault. I don't.
No,
I think that the franchise did not evolve.
No.
Where it was, GoldenEye worked really well, and instead of making it better, they just said, "Oh, let's revert to what James Bond used to be."
And I love. I mean, my favorite of his movies is Tomorrow Never Dies. But then the two that follow that are just not great. And Die Another Day is so bad.
Yeah.
That like. You watch that franchise just go to shit, and that's why they had to reboot the whole thing.
I know. I remember because Adam was the biggest James Bond fan of all of us, and so we had seen GoldenEye. Then Tomorrow Never Dies came out. We're like, oh, this is pretty cool too. And then World's Not Enough. We're just like, this is just bland. Yeah. And then Die Another Day was
with some lady named Christmas.
And I probably
like dude with
need
diamonds
to,
in his face, and there's like horrible. He's like riding a melted glacier, surfing it.
Christmas is in World
green
Is Not
screen.
Enough. Is it? Yeah. Yeah, and it's too bad. I need to go back and watch GoldenEye again because I think I hold those movies against GoldenEye in a very unfair way.
Yeah. Oh, you shouldn't, because that opening scene where he's in the dam and
he jumps off and catches that plane.
Oh, it's so cool. Awesome. Yes. Oh man.
Famke Janssen's like a pretty good female villain in it.
Yeah. Xenia Onatopp. Yeah.
Crushes him by fucking him.
My mom will tell you a story about taking my brother when he was like 13 or whatever to go see this movie. And she was just like,
go somewhere else.
This is really, she was like, I was really uncomfortable. I was like, I should not have taken my son to come see this movie where this woman like.
The mind is willing, but the flesh is weak and soft.
Yeah. Man. That's a good movie.
That's the Futurama where they fuck people.
I got it,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
James, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is our first repeat. My number 4 is Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Like I said, my favorite Die Hard movie. Really, really enjoyable. I love that script. Shane Black's original script is just so much fun. And I like, it's fascinating to have an action movie with somebody like Bruce Willis, and he's playing one of his, famous characters here. And there's a scene where they have to do like a math equation, like the one you learn in high school, where like, I have this one bucket that has this much water in this bucket. How do I figure out how to solve the puzzle? Like, I just really like that. I love it seems so fresh. It's why that movie sticks with me in a way that a lot of action movies from 20 years ago don't. So, anyway, that's my number 4. Ryan, your number 3.
My number 3 is another repeat, and we just talked about it, is Mallrats.
Oh, cool.
So back-to-back repeats. Again, it's the first one I was introduced to Kevin Smith. I still think it's really funny. Willem, and, when do I get to see the goddamn sailboat? And
do you think in Mallrats he'll still be looking at that?
That'd be awesome.
Oh, that'd be really good.
I hope so.
Or like he's there with like his son.
Yeah.
And his son can't see it either.
Or you have the original Willem, who is, Scott
Scott
Mosier
Mosier,
walk
yeah.
by, is like, it's a sailboat, man. That'd be good.
Two worlds collide.
I just still love it. Every time I'm on his website and they have the Jay and Silent Bob like schematics for stealing stuff, I always want to buy it.
Yeah.
LaFleur's? This guy doesn't know who LaFleur's is. I love it.
Yeah, that's a good one. Very cool.
So yeah, Brad, you're number 3.
My number 3 was a pretty big deal when it came out, and it pretty much set the standard for CGI animated movies. Fuck.
Son of a bitch.
And, yes. Fuck you guys. You look at it now, and it at the time it seems so realistic. Like I really thought those toys were alive on that screen, or at least stop motion animated. But now it's a little dated, but the story's still great, and that's Toy Story.
Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Establish a recon post downstairs.
Code Red, repeat. We are at Code Red. Recon Plan Charlie. Execute. Move. It's a
big one.
Walt Disney Pictures presents a totally new animated motion picture event.
Star Command, come in. Do you read me?
The story of 2 toys.
There seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
Hello?
Headed for a showdown.
My name is Woody. This is my spot.
I am Buzz Lightyear. I come in peace.
You are a child's plaything.
You are a sad, strange little man.
And playing by their own rules.
Draw. Got me again.
I don't like confrontations.
Buzz-looking alien.
Where? You're mocking me, aren't you?
Oh, impressive wingspan. Very good.
Oh, what? What? He can't fly.
Yes, I can.
Can't.
Can.
Can't.
This holiday season, the adventure takes off when toys come to life.
To infinity and beyond.
Toy Story.
Look out!
Can.
That's a fantastic movie, man.
Yeah, I love Toy Story. Of course, it's going to show up later on my list.
Yeah, mine too.
Can you believe that's 20 years old? I honestly cannot believe that movie's that old.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's just a cute movie, and just well done about a toy that doesn't fit in, but everybody can relate about not fitting in somewhere.
Yeah. And it's so crazy to look back on, that thing basically created this dynasty of Pixar films, that company is still on the cutting edge of telling story in children's films. There's so much great shit we would not have if not for Toy Story.
Yeah. And if you've ever watched the behind the scenes, and it talks about the other story that they had before they made it, where like
Woody's a dick.
Yeah, Woody's an asshole, and there was some other plot, like it wasn't about.
And it's so interesting how Pixar kind of still does that.
Yeah.
Where they have an idea and they're starting to go with it, and then, wait, this doesn't work at all. And then they end up coming out with something brilliant.
Yeah.
And, I'm so glad, because Woody is one of my most favorite characters of all time. I love Woody. I think he's a great character. I love his resilience. And Tom Hanks is great as Woody.
Mm-hmm.
The movie is just, it still makes me cry.
And being in 1995 and looking at it and just feeling like, wow, those look totally real. Like,
yeah,
everything but the human characters. Like, this animation is amazing. Everything looks real. And then you look back at it now, and we've seen so much better animation and textures and stuff that it does seem dated. But like, the story is what's most important, and that's what's held up.
Oh yeah, and then still too, everybody knew a Sid, right? Anybody?
Yeah.
I love this film, and anytime Disney makes a movie that I love, it's always going to be in my top 10. It's always going to be one of my favorite films because I'm a Disney sucker.
Yeah.
But they captured something that I think that everybody who's had toys was true, that when you left, your toys came alive, and you had a piggy bank that talked.
Did Disney own them at this point?
Yeah.
Or were they just distributing for them?
No, I think it was Disney.
Okay. Because then they bought themselves out, and then they sold back again.
I think there's always been Disney Pixar. I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
I think they did own them, and there was at one point they had a chance to branch off, and then
Yeah.
Disney just re-upped their contract. So that's what I think.
Yeah, I don't remember. I should watch the history of Pixar again.
Yeah.
But
There was definitely some.
yeah, I know. I think it was because they did. What was it? Toy Story, then Bug's Life, then
Yeah.
Monsters Inc. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
After Bug's Life, they did Toy Story 2, then Monsters Inc.
really,
Yes.
It's 99.
Yeah.
oh, you're
that
right.
sounds
Yeah. But yeah, no, Toy Story is a wonderful film, and you should get the Blu-ray because it's awesome on Blu-ray.
Yeah. It's almost too bad because it's like it's my least favorite Toy Story movie, and yet it is so good. Like, oh man.
I know. Well, I think each Toy Story film got better.
Yeah.
So the second one's great, and then the third one is amazing.
Yeah.
So it's
Because that's the thing. Toy Story 1 does not make me weep openly like the third one does.
oh yeah,
God, what's the fourth one going to do?
I know,
God.
right?
Oh man, it's just
I'm
gonna
like, Laura, can you come pick me up? I can't drive home.
We're 5 minutes into the movie and I need to leave.
Maybe in the theater and like some little kid sitting next to you is like, man up.
Yeah.
No,
Throw some balls,
that's
dude.
the experience I had in 3. Like, I was sitting between like a 12-year-old and an 8-year-old, and they're both looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?"
The cops show up because someone like put you on suicide watch.
You don't understand what it's like.
This guy's so depressed he's thinking he's going to kill himself.
You even have had to give up all of your toys.
What's your number 3, James?
My number 3 is a ringer. I didn't expect it to show up this high, but every time I think back to this movie, which is one that I didn't see until last year, every time I think back on this movie, I love it.
Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls?
No. No, my number 3 is Before Sunrise.
All right, I have an admittedly insane idea, but if I don't ask you this, it's just gonna haunt me the rest of my life. I have no idea what your situation is, but I feel like we have some kind of connection, right?
Yeah, me too.
Great. So listen, here's the deal. This is what we should do. You should get off the train with me here in Vienna and come check out the town. We just got into Vienna today, and we're looking for something fun to do. Sprechen Sie English?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Could you speak German for a change?
Now I'm gonna call my best friend in Paris, who I'm supposed to have lunch with in 8 hours. Okay?
Okay.
Ring, ring. Pick up the phone.
Hello?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it for lunch today, I'm sorry. I met a guy on the train and I got off with him in Vienna. We're still there.
Are you crazy?
Probably. He has beautiful blue eyes, nice pink lips, pretty hair. I love it. I like to feel his eyes on me when I look away. You couldn't possibly know why a night like this is so important to my life right now. But it is. Since we're never gonna see each other again, I don't think we should sleep together.
Let's see each other again.
I don't want you to break our vow, just so you can get laid. Men are lucky we don't bite off their head after mating. Certain insects do that, you know, like spiders and stuff. Mm-hmm. We at least let you live.
I knew that was going to be on your list.
Yeah, so this is last year I went through this thing where I caught up on these Linklater films. And I don't... Before Sunrise is my second favorite one. I like Before Sunset a little bit more. But just it's such a well-written little movie, and it is so enjoyable to just watch these two characters. It is romantic in all the ways that every god-awful chick flick can just, fails by comparison. It's a really enjoyable, just sort of conversation. Basically, the story of Before Sunrise is just this couple meets on a train in Europe. They get off.
Fuck.
They
Sorry, Kurt.
No, that's a really interesting part of the sequel, is that they never have sex in this movie, but when they make the second one and the characters meet 10 years later, one of them thinks they did, or no, I think they both end up thinking that they did have sex even though they never did. It's an interesting little twist. Anyway, and so they both get off the train, they've got they've got a few hours before they have to leave on their separate, however they're getting to the towns that they're going to, I can't remember. And so they've just got this time, and they decide, why don't we spend this time just walking around this little town in Europe together and having these conversations. It's Linklater sort of became famous for having these characters who just have these pretty deep conversations and are talking very frankly about philosophy and all of this stuff in a way that most human beings probably don't on their day-to-day basis, but it's really entertaining to watch these two characters have those conversations, and you feel like, it makes you think about a lot of things that you tend not to think about very often. I think Ethan Hawke is really charismatic and fun, and so is Julie Delpy. It's totally worth checking out. I think it's an easy watch because you can just turn it on and listen to these guys talk, and you know exactly what's happening. But especially for a movie that is so unscripted, it's really impressive to watch how brilliant the chemistry and character development is when it's sort of just like, okay, here's the beats you need to hit in this scene. You guys just talk and we'll film it. So I think it's sort of a feat in that way too. So, it's a movie that I wish I had seen earlier so that I could have more time with. So yeah, Before Sunrise. People should check it out.
Haven't seen it, so I can't comment.
I know.
Yeah, I mean,
sounds stupid.
You're on your own.
Ryan, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is one we haven't talked about. I think it's maybe one of the ultimate guy movies ever. It has revenge, killings, naked men asses.
Don't think it's my number 2, so we're good.
And it has a bunch of awesome speeches by Mel Gibson. My number 2 movie is Braveheart.
I came back home to raise crops and, God willing, a family.
So you want me to marry you then?
Well, that's a bit sudden, but all right.
Is that what you call a proposal?
I love you. Always have. I want to marry you.
In a land of timeless beauty, William Wallace was a man of peace.
I want to stay here with you.
And I with you.
You say you want to stay out of the troubles? If I can live in peace, I will.
But when they threatened his world,
Edward Longshanks is the most ruthless king ever to sit on the throne of England.
Scotland, my land, and the woman he loved,
I want a home and shelter. It's all for nothing if you don't have freedom.
he was driven to war.
Go back to England and tell them there that Scotland's daughters and her sons are yours no more.
The rebellion has begun.
Under who?
William Wallace. He rallies new volunteers in every Scottish town.
We've come to fight and to die for you.
Stand up, man. I'm not the Pope.
Pick a flock of your finest assassins and set a meeting.
My lord, Wallace is renowned for his ability to smell an ambush.
We'll dispatch our future queen with the notion that she comes in peace.
Longshanks desires peace.
He declares it to me, I swear it.
You tell your king, William Wallace will not be ruled, nor will any Scot while I live.
He waits for you at York. If you are man enough to come and face him.
Why do you help me?
Because of the way you are looking at me now.
Where are you going? I'm going to pick a fight.
Well, we didn't get dressed up for nothing.
We can't beat an army. We can! And we will! Would you be willing, for one chance, just one chance, to tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom? If we win, we'll have what none of us have ever had before. A country of our own.
Mel Gibson, Braveheart.
I love you. I want to marry you.
That was really good.
No, Braveheart's awesome. Everything about Braveheart just kicks ass. It's a dude whose wife gets murdered, and then he goes and kills people that murder his wife. I think that is awesome. And just because he's, a simple farmer man before then. And then, he marries his wife secretly because they enact, what's that called? Where you...
Prima nocta.
Prima nocta. They come and have sex with your wife the first night.
Just because you're the king.
Because you're the king, and he didn't like that. And so then he goes and kills... Well, he keeps it a secret, and then when the dude who is in charge of the land over there finds out, he kills his wife. Oh man, and that scene where he comes through the village on his horse and it's in slow motion and then he just starts smashing dudes' skulls in. Oh, I love it. Yeah, Braveheart's badass.
Yeah, Braveheart's really good.
Yeah. I love Braveheart.
I feel like this is someone else's list right now.
No, it's not. It's not on my list because I don't think I've watched it enough times to really like. I know
seen
it's
it
great.
So many times.
Yeah,
I used to own the VHS where it was 2 VHS cassettes because it was so long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I love Braveheart. I
remember as a kid watching the Oscars and like, cause Babe was up for Best Picture. And, I was like, I hope Babe wins. And my mom's like, Babe's not going to win. Braveheart's going to win. I'm like, no, you'll see. It might. No, of course, Braveheart is the Best Picture of the year.
Yeah, of course.
Shut up, Mom.
Yeah.
I like that pig movie.
But I mean, that movie's so iconic now. The blue face paint.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff.
And Mel Gibson craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is Mel Gibson's such a good actor. And, it's a bummer that he's went off his rocker because I miss him in movies.
I do too.
Because, I've been watching Lethal Weapons and then Braveheart.
Do you remember how good Maverick was? Wouldn't it be great if he could come back and make Maverick again? Oh, I miss you, Mel Gibson.
He makes a great villain in Expendables 3.
He does. Yeah, he's good.
And Machete Kills.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. Nothing about Machete Kills is good.
He's good in Machete Kills.
Yeah. All right, yeah, you might be right.
We are right. But yeah, no, Braveheart is... The battle scenes are epic, and it kind of started the new wave of epic movies with battle scenes.
The 90s like had a huge popularity of period pieces, like Apollo 13, Braveheart,
Gladiator.
Gladiator was 2000, but
oh, you're right. Yeah,
meh. Shot in '99, I guess we could say.
Sure.
Yeah, they're always like historical epics. Around that time.
I was just trying to help Brad.
Forrest
You had
Gump.
two.
Forrest Gump is like a
right.
time jumping. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Braveheart is still one of... I remember watching that movie a bunch with my dad and stuff.
Yeah.
It's just... I think it's one of... If you picked guy movies, I think it's like a guy movie.
Mm-hmm.
Don't kill somebody's wife. Especially when she's pretty attractive.
I think it's a fair rule. I think it's a totally fair rule.
If she's not attractive, then you might let it go. But when she's a hot French chick, then
Who plays his wife?
I
can't remember.
I don't remember either.
Is it someone? Okay.
She's pretty. It's not
like Kelly MacDonald or something like that.
No, I'd remember her name if you said it. But
okay.
Yeah, I love Braveheart. Brad, your number 2 movie.
I should make a movie called Raveheart where some DJ, his wife gets killed, and then he goes on a revenge spree.
Dude, he throws records and chops people's heads off.
He's got like
sweet.
He's got like nunchucks made out of those little, the little things that they put in their mouths.
And he takes ecstasy like it's spinach.
Yeah. and the climax scene is Culture Club's "I'll tumble for ya," and he's throwing records and people's heads are rolling down and stuff. Oh, wrote
Hell
itself.
yeah.
That's a great movie. Yeah.
Raveheart, copyright, no decisions.
Yep. You can't steal it.
My number 2 movie's pretty badass too. And it's got some very iconic actors in it, and it's a 3-hour movie that only feels like 2 hours, and you're just mesmerized the whole time. And that movie's called, actually I think it's the only good movie by this director, and it's called Heat.
He's here. I can feel it.
You search for the scent of your prey, and then you hunt them down. That's the only thing you're committed to.
It keeps me sharp, on the edge, where I gotta be.
You want to be making moves on the street? Allow nothing to be in your life that you cannot walk out on in 30 seconds flat if you spot the heat around the corner.
Now, my life's a disaster zone because I spend all my time chasing guys like you around the block.
I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best. Trying to stop guys like me.
You've been walking through our life dead.
All I am is what I'm going after.
From The Godfather to Scent of a Woman.
What do we got?
From Raging Bull to Goodfellas.
Assume they got our phones, assume they got our houses, assume they got us.
Their performances have created a legacy of landmark films.
I want full surveillance. That's 24 hours, round the clock. We never close, open 7 days a week.
Now, for the first time, America's 2 most electrifying actors collide.
With this guy, there's much heat you should pass.
bank is worth the risk. We should take it down.
12.2 million.
You're up. This crew is good.
It ain't worth the risks you take. Like in risk versus reward, baby.
You're fugitive number one with a bullet.
I'm double the worst trouble you ever had.
If I'm there and I gotta put you away, I won't like it. But I'll tell you, you are going down.
What if you do got me boxed in? And I gotta put you down? Because no matter what, you will not get in my way. I will not hesitate for a second.
Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Val Kilmer in a Michael Mann film. Heat.
Yeah, Heat's cool.
That's a dope movie.
Yeah, it's
Man.
badass. So if you don't know what Heat is, Robert De Niro and Al Pacino
You tell me you don't know what
act
Heat
on
is?
scene
You're saying
together.
you don't know what Heat is?
Is that De Niro?
Yeah, it's horrible.
I couldn't tell if it was De Niro or Pacino.
Yeah. It's 1995, and these two world-class actors finally share the screen for the same time, and it's only for like a short coffee shop scene.
Yeah.
After about, I think it's 2 hours in the movie.
Yep.
Eventually, they have a showdown together later, but the big hype was, they were in a movie together, but they never shared a scene. That was Godfather 2. And it was amazing that it took this long to get them to act together, but Val Kilmer's also in this movie too.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty, the story surrounds this group of thieves who get roped into doing this big heist, and Al Pacino, his family life is crumbling because he's so obsessed with being a cop. He has to try and track down Robert De Niro's gang, and it goes like really into the lives of each of these criminals, and probably the best like humanizing of villains. Like Robert De Niro's not. He even says in the coffee shop scene where he just does it because he's good at it. Like,
yeah.
He's not trying to be a bad guy, but it's a skill that he has, and he's kind to other people, but when it comes to heists, like he will put you down to like get his mission completed.
He's kind of like Brody in Point Break.
Sure, I haven't seen Point Break, so whatever you say. Yeah.
Do not compare Heat to Point Break.
And then it has this great shootout scene in downtown Los Angeles where, I was about the special features, like they didn't even bother really putting in Hollywood sound effects. They just went with the actual on the scene audio where it's like echoing and stuff because it sounded more horrific and dangerous than actually putting in Hollywood sound effects, which I thought was pretty impressive. So
that scene is awesome.
Yeah, that final bank heist where there's mowing down cops and innocent bystanders, and
yeah,
it's
a great movie. It's a really great.
You should watch
movie.
Heat.
Yeah,
and I don't think Michael Mann's done a better film than that.
No, Collateral's good.
Collateral's really good. Yeah,
I don't know if I put it on a top 10 list of any kind.
No, probably not.
I guess a lot of people like Manhunter, but I saw it once and I was all right.
Brett Ratner did a better job than he did, so no.
What else? Not the Miami Vice movie.
No, God, no. Not Public Enemies.
Doesn't matter. Heat's great.
Yeah.
Watch Heat.
For sure. Cool.
Great way to spend 3 hours.
My number 2 is another repeat. At this point, the rest of my list is all repeats. My number 2 is a repeat, and I'm sorry, Ryan. My number 2 is Toy Story. So maybe we should just move along to your number 1.
My number 1 is Toy Story.
According to my Nava computer,
Shut up! Just shut up, you idiot!
Sheriff, this is no time to panic.
This is the perfect time to panic. I'm lost. Andy is gone. They're going to move from their house in 2 days, and it's all your fault.
My fault? If you hadn't pushed me out of the window in the first place.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you hadn't shown up your stupid little cardboard spaceship and taken away everything that was important to me.
Don't talk to me about importance. Because of you, the security of this entire universe is in jeopardy.
What? What are you talking about?
Right now, poised at the edge of the galaxy, Emperor Zurg has been secretly building a weapon with the destructive capacity to annihilate an entire planet. I alone have information that reveals this weapon's only weakness. And you, my friend, are responsible for delaying my rendezvous with Star Command.
You are a toy! You weren't the real Buzz Lightyear. You're an action figure. You are a child's plaything.
You are a sad, strange little man, and you have my pity. Farewell.
Yeah, I said my piece. Do you say your piece about Toy Story?
Yeah, I think so. It's a really great movie.
It's a brilliant movie. I mean,
and if there's a human being who hasn't seen it, like, what the fuck?
And a game changer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love Toy Story. I said Woody's one of my favorite characters ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Brad.
My number one is Mallrats. So.
Oh.
Kitty, 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 kitty,
Hey,
kitty,
Jay!
Brody, man, noochie noochies. And look at this shit, the mad fat chick killer.
Can't believe how fast word travels in this time.
Excellent.
What's he doing?
Shithead here watched Empire and Jedi last week, and ever since he's been trying to do the Jedi mind trick. Crazy fuck thinks he can levitate shit with his thoughts. Knock it off.
The Force is strong with this one.
Dude, don't encourage him.
So I was just telling TS here we gotta find Jay and Silent Bob. If there's anyone that can help us out, it's the two guys that have even less to do than us.
What is this shit? Everyone's looking for us today. We're ducking Trisha because she wants to talk to Obi-Wan here about her video setup.
Why him?
Silent Bob's an electrical genius. He won the science fair in 8th grade by turning his mom's vibrator into a CD player using some chicken wire and shit. Motherfuckers like MacGyver. No motherfucker's better than MacGyver. Knock it off.
And it's that kind of smarts we need, right, Mopey?
Leave me out of this.
So we need you to embark on a little sabotage mission on behalf of TS's love life. You know about this game show thing they got going on here? Well, we need you guys to somehow ensure that it doesn't happen.
Is that it? We're gonna do that anyway.
Really, why?
What else are we gonna do? Silent Bob here stole a schematic of the station, some foolish carpenter, and found a weakness just like the fucking Death Star. He figures here, you pull this crossbeam out, fucking biggity bam, the whole stage comes crashing down.
Well, we were thinking about something simple, but if you want to destroy the stage, hey, we're all for that.
Only problem is LaFours.
Who's LaFours?
You don't know LaFours is? They don't know LaFours is. LaFours is only the most feared security guard in the business, man. 460 collars, all convicted. Ours even got 2 kills.
Holy shit, I never thought I'd see the day when two such highly reputable mischief makers as yourselves douse their drawers at the side of a mall security guard.
Shit, bitch, we're gonna bust up that stage like a high school kegger. We're just gonna outwit LaFours X-Men style.
Should I call you Logan, Weapon X?
No, Wolverine, snickty, snoring.
What he's doing is imitating Wolverine's berserker attack with his adamantium claws.
Timmy,
Never
represent.
would've guessed.
Come on,
All right, guys, you have your mission. Go forth and wreak havoc.
Bye, baby kitties. Damn, Silent Bob, show some heart. It's better. We're on the job.
Because I can watch that movie anytime. I'll just put it in
every time.
and laugh and enjoy it and identify with it. Just lots of fun. Yeah. Takes me back to a fun era
Wait
in
a
our
minute.
lives.
If the tape was out of your reach, how did you get it? No fucking way, the Jedi mind trick. Yeah, I could quote that movie endlessly.
Yeah.
What was it? I put the clip from, what was it? In one of our episodes.
Now what the hell is this shit? What do you gotta do to get comics around this place? One side, Red. Hey, what the hell's going on here?
I was warned about you. Take it easy before I have you removed from the
Warned? What the fuck are you talking about? Tell him, Steve Dave. Fuck you, fanboy.
You gotta ask me nicely.
Fuck. Brody, get the hell off. Come on, you fuckers think that just because a guy reads comics he can't start some shit? I'll fucking take all you want.
Just because you think a guy reads comics, he can't start some shit? I'll take all you on. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. That's really good.
Yep. All right, well, that was quick.
Well, I know
what's your
James' number one is.
Yeah, so of course my number one was a movie that any time I would start to like give a list to anybody, they were like, "Oh, well, so that's your number one, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, come on." My number one is my number one is Apollo 13.
So you're telling me you can only give our guys 45 hours? That brings them to about there. Gentlemen, that's not acceptable.
We gotta talk about power here. Whoa, guys! Power is everything. Power is everything. What do you mean? Without it, they don't talk to us, they don't correct their trajectory, they don't turn the heat shield around.
We gotta turn everything off. Now. They're not gonna make it to re-entry.
What do you mean, everything?
With everything on, the LEM draws 60 amps. At that rate, in 16 hours, the batteries are dead, not 45. And so's the crew. We gotta get them down to 12 amps.
How many?
You can't run a vacuum cleaner on 12 amps, John. You gotta turn off. We have to turn off the radars, cabin heater, instrument displays, the guidance computer, the whole smack.
Whoa, guidance computer. What if they need to do another burn? Gene, they won't even know which way they're pointed.
The more time we talk down here, the more juice they waste up there. I've been looking at the data for the past hour.
That's the deal?
That's the deal.
Okay, John. The minute we finish the burn, we'll power down the LEM.
All right.
Now, in the meantime, we're gonna have a frozen command module up there. In a couple days, we're gonna have to power it up using nothing but the re-entry batteries.
Never been tried before.
Hell, we've never even simulated it before, Gene.
Well, we're gonna have to figure it out. I want people in our simulators, working re-entry scenarios. I want you guys to find every engineer who designed every switch, every circuit, every transistor, and every light bulb that's up there. Then I want you to talk to the guy in the assembly line who actually built the thing. Find out how to squeeze every amp out of both of these goddamn machines. I want this mark all the way back to Earth with time to spare. We never lost an American in space. We're sure as hell not going to lose one on my watch.
I have loved this movie every day. So I saw it in theaters, which was kind of disturbing because there's that dream sequence where he gets sucked out of the ship.
Yeah.
And that fucked with me. Like when I was, let's see, I would have been 7 or 8. And I remember being like, oh, that was terrifying, you know? As a huge NASA fan, like there's a lot of stuff buried in this movie and a lot of really great little moments. I love the moment where he's sitting with his son before he leaves and they're talking about the Apollo 1 fire and his son clearly knows about it and he's asking about it and it's, you know, that sort of, he's sort of hiding the fact that he's really afraid of the fact that his dad is finally going back into space. And there's the whole subplot of like his wife losing her wedding ring and all of this other stuff that is just so well layered into that movie to build tension in a way that even though you know how it ends, you still give so many shits about these guys.
That's what I mean. That's how you make an awesome,
Yeah.
period piece. You know how it ends,
right?
But you still want to care about the guys, and you might think, oh, maybe they're not going to make it.
Yeah,
it's a wonderful film.
There are so many great characters in this movie that I carry with me. John Aaron, for example, who's the guy who's responsible for figuring out what the sequence is. He's working with Gary Sinise's character. I think they don't. It's in From the Earth to the Moon where they talk about him being the Steliad missile man. It's such a brilliant movie. I love Ed Harris. Ed Harris is like, every scene Ed Harris is in, he steals.
Ed Harris is a great actor.
When he gets mad, he's like, "We have never lost an astronaut in space, and we're sure as hell not doing it on my watch." I'm like, "Fuck yeah! Like, let's get these guys back." It's so enjoyable, and so one of the things that I love about it is that it's almost like a movie like The Gray, right? Where you've got these guys out there, and you know they're gonna get picked off one by one throughout the movie. You know the movie's gonna like play these beats, introduce these threats, and so somebody's gonna die falling out of a tree, and somebody's gonna die getting eaten by a wolf, right? Apollo 13 is very similar in that there is a threat, they address that threat for 15 minutes, they solve that threat and move on.
Yeah.
And in some cases they don't. They just pile up until by the end of the movie you're like, well, we're just sort of crossing our fingers. Yeah. And it makes the whole feat so much more impressive, right? Because you think like, oh, okay, the most important thing here is we've got to be able to get the trajectory right. And so they do this whole burn and this whole really intense sequence where they got to get the trajectory right. And then they're still fucking wrong when they're coming in, because they missed one more detail. And it peels back, how much work went into getting people to the moon when one tiny little thing could go wrong, and it's so hard to fix it because there's so many things. The example I'm thinking of is the fact that the reason that their trajectory is still wrong is because their math is all based on the ship being slightly heavier coming back because it's got moon rocks on it. Like the fact that there are details like that have to be thought of in order to fix all of these problems just goes to show how many details went into getting them to the moon in the first place. And on top of that, it is Tom Hanks is really good. And you care so much. I love the sequence when they're going around the moon and the guys are like, they're looking at the earth, they're looking down on the moon. They're really sort of wallowing in a little way, but the fact that they're not going to go down, right?
Yeah.
They're so close, and this is the thing that they came for, and like, it's so impressive, and they're digging into, they're talking about the science of it, and they're so excited to be there, and Tom Hanks is just on the other side of the ship, and he has this moment where he realizes, look, I've come this far, I just want to go home. Like, everything that's important to me is back on Earth.
Yep.
We have to get back.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit what it takes. We're going to do this. And it's so powerful and emotional. I adore this movie. It's probably one of my 10, if not 20 favorite films of all time. So for that, it's my number one in 95.
If you're wondering how to get to James Hart, lady listeners, just have a NASA story and guys trying to overcome odds. And that's the way to James Hart's heart.
It's pretty fair. If you go back to the 99 episode, what was my number one of 99? Do you remember?
NASA disaster? I don't remember.
It was October Sky, which is also a movie
Your
about...
number one from 99?
Uh-huh. Yep.
That movie's so shitty.
That movie's great. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Ah, it's a great movie.
I never saw it. Me and Brandon just used to make fun of it because the poster was so ridiculous.
Oh, the poster is awful. You should totally see that movie.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole story with what's his name? The actor Chris
Tobey Maguire?
Well, it's Tobey Maguire. He plays Tobey Maguire's dad in the movie. Chris
Cooper.
Chris Cooper. Yeah, Chris Cooper's
I like Chris
brilliant. Oh man, that whole relationship is great.
Is it Tobey Maguire?
No, it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No, it's better.
Who's that guy
Toby.
who played Spider-Man?
I like Toby.
Jake Gyllenhaal? Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
And Prince of Persia, Tobey Maguire.
So that was our list, and now I'm going to go over some of our fans' lists.
Yeah.
We got a funny email from Dan. Dan says, "Hey guys, didn't have time to make a proper list. Just wanted to say, never forget Desperado, and I'll always have a place in my heart for House Guest." What is House Guest?
Oh, I don't know.
I think
House
I
Guest.
know.
That's the Sinbad movie.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Sinbad.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I hope he wears something that's made out of windbreaker.
You probably did.
I've got one here from Ryan that he sent me, which when he sent it to me, he said that this was a quick shit list. So his number 5 was Ace Ventura. His number 4 was Billy Madison. His number 3 is Mortal Kombat. His number 2 is Goofy Movie. And his number 1 was Judge Dredd.
Mortal Kombat wasn't on your top 10?
No.
You love that movie.
I kept thinking one of you was going to say
I don't love that movie because I love the video games.
It's like the opposite of your GoldenEye argument.
It's an all right movie, but it's weird. It's like these people go to an island and are trapped, and they have to get off it by fighting, like a Paul W.S. Anderson movie. Henry said a Goofy movie, obviously. There's a Goofy movie twice shows up.
Yeah. Oh, a Goofy Movie's on a bunch of people's lists. Here, let me pull up.
I'll get Zach's.
I've got Steve and
Cool. So I'll do Gretchen, who I thought was I feel like an asshole. That's who I thought I met. That your friend, and then it wasn't. Her name was Danielle. Not even close. Dude, sometimes I'm stupid. Okay. So she says Toy Story, Clueless, Tank Girl. Right on.
Cool.
Train Spotting and Apollo 13.
I forgot about Train Spotting. Wow. So Steve's list was at number 5, 7, then The Usual Suspects, Casino, then Dead Man, and I'm not sure. Do you know the Dead Man he's talking about, or is he talking about Dead Man Walking?
No, Dead Man is the Johnny Depp
one.
movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And then Toy Story.
He would like that movie.
Of course he would.
Steve.
Oh, that's such a Steve fucking list. Oh God, what a jerk.
Is that it?
No, we've got.
Well, I mean for him.
Oh yeah, that was it for him. Yeah.
Zach Eastman did a full top 10. So at 10 was Batman Forever, 9 a Goofy Movie, 8 was Friday, 7 Get Shorty, 6 Mallrats, 5 12 Monkeys, and then because it's 150 characters, you had to split it up. 4 was 4 Rooms, and The Brothers McMullen at a tie. 3 was Clockers, which I've seen.
What is Clockers?
It's like, I barely remember it. I saw it with my parents, and I remember it had a promo for Clerks in front of it.
Yeah, they could stop their watches and do stuff.
No, it's Clock Stoppers.
That's Clockers. That's a Nickelodeon film.
They're all the same.
No, Clockers is like I think it's set in Brooklyn, and there's like I think Harvey Keitel's in it, and they're like just there's a lot of like drug stuff going on, and they have to like solve a murder mystery or something.
Okay.
Zach, write in and tell us what it is. Number 2 is In the Mouth of Madness.
Cool.
And his number 1 is Seven, with an honorable mention for Halloween 6.
Because of Donald Pleasant's last film.
Yeah. I've got Kendall's here. Kendall's number... Wait, is this 5? Yeah. So Kendall's number 5 is Clueless. Her number 4 is Empire Records, which is a cool movie. I remember liking that movie.
I was looking at the Box Office Mojo, and that movie didn't even make like $1 million. It did like 200,000.
No.
Which one?
That was way more popular than that. Empire Records.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was popular on DVD or VHS.
Yeah.
Hackers, which is... That's a funny one. Thank you, Kendall. Her number 2 was Before Sunrise.
There you go.
And then her number 1 was Toy Story.
Are they ranked? She doesn't have numbers in front of them.
I'm going to make an assumption that Toy Story is her favorite over Clueless.
So Sean LeBlanc also sent one. I think his first one, I'm hoping this is a joke. Sean, send it to me if it's not. Number 1 is Showgirls. Especially since number 2 is Heat. Number 3 is Seven. Number 4 is Goldeneye, and number 5 is Strange Days. So Sean, if it is truly Showgirls, send me why it's your favorite film. I'm interested.
Yeah, Strange Days. Man, that was a good movie. I didn't get that on my list because it's been a while since I've seen it. I don't know that it would have gotten on my list. I'm just saying it,
Did we get them all?
I think we got them all.
Interesting favorite from Rosemarie about your Dick Van Dyke Show tweet.
Yeah? Rosemarie?
Yeah.
This Rosemarie?
Yeah. MissRosemarie.com. Must be her. Or at least her
verified?
marketing department.
It's not verified.
It's not verified.
Yeah.
It might be.
She's
her.
at Rosemarie for real.
It might be because, I put that out 2 weeks ago and she's old now, so it might have taken her a long time to...
I'm looking at her tweets. Finally joining at Carl Reiner, and I am Mr. Van Dyke.
Yeah, it sounds like
in this
the real
big,
one.
wide, wonderful
Hey,
Twitter
all right.
world.
Very
Hello,
cool.
Twitter.
Awesome.
Hope you have a wonderful Labor Day. Yeah, seems like it.
Cool. I do love Dick Van Dyke Show.
So the character you like the least, favorited your...
Here's the thing, is I actually like Sally when it doesn't have an episode where she's looking for a man. And they had one like once a season, correct me if I'm wrong, where
I think there'd be 2 because they had like 30 season episodes. I think she'd get 2.
where she's like, I can't find love. But when she's being funny, I think she's funny and talented. I really do.
Yeah. I've got a list here of like all the movies that I first pulled out. I don't know, because I started with like 26, and so there's ones that I didn't get onto my list, and there's some here that we didn't address. So I want to go through those really
I'm
quick.
surprised Mr. Holland's Opus didn't show up on any of his lists.
Was that this year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Jumanji was this year, which I kind of wanted to, but that movie does not hold up. I really loved it as a kid, but like the CG in that movie is awful. I was surprised at the quick.
Hey, we interviewed a man who worked on that CGI.
We did, and it's very of its time. It was great at the time. I remember seeing that movie, and I was sitting in my dad's big leather chair. And when that movie was over, I got up out of the chair, and there was like a body print where I'd been sitting because I was like holding myself into the seat because it was so intense. But I was like 10, so I'm surprised Quick and the Dead didn't make it onto your list.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I just liked other films more. It's a really inventive Western film.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's about it.
I'm amazed.
There's a cool shot of the dude getting his head blown off, and the camera pulls through it.
Yeah. We're saying that because it's a Sam Raimi film.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sam Raimi.
Nobody talked about Crimson Tide, even out of the people who sent us lists, and I love that movie. That's a really great action movie.
Hackman.
Of movies that aren't great, this is also the year that The Net and Mighty Morphin Power Rangers came out.
I put Power Rangers on my bonus list.
Yeah?
Like, it could have made it on there, but
Yeah.
this is so stupid.
I remember seeing it in theaters, and I really liked the part where the Pink Ranger got a ninja outfit. I was like, this is cool. But that movie's not good.
No.
Yeah.
Half of it's just them rollerblading.
Yeah.
I don't remember it.
It's weird that everything in the 90s had ooze in it. Right? Like Nickelodeon was all ooze.
Well, that's Gak.
Power Rangers is new ooze.
Nickelodeon
Gak,
Gak.
yeah.
No, it was
or
slime.
just green slime.
Yeah, it was just the slime, yeah.
Yeah.
Kids in the 90s really liked sticky ooze stuff. We talked about Babe, but nobody had it on the list. Nobody had Bad Boys, which is because it's not Bad Boys 2, and Bad Boys 2 is the better film.
Meh, debatable.
It totally is. It's got a scene where cars fall out of the sky for no goddamn reason, and then they
movie's stupid.
drive
Just
through
like
a
the
whole bunch
first
of
Bad Boys.
poor people's houses. There's a movie I really wanted to get on here but I couldn't quite. I just haven't seen it as recently. There's a Paul Newman movie called Nobody's Fool that came out in '95 that I would highly recommend.
Remind me about that movie.
It's basically he's an older guy living in this small town. It's winter time. Nobody really respects him. Everybody thinks he's kind of an idiot. His relationships with his son is not great. And I don't remember like what the accomplishment is there, but he's actually he's a really great character. But everybody kind of just thinks he's a fool and and treats him like shit. But I don't remember the point of the movie. I just remember really enjoying it and thinking that Paul Newman's performance was really great.
Paul Newman's usually pretty great in everything.
Yeah, it's got Kevin Pollak plays his son. Philip Seymour Hoffman plays this police officer who pulls him over at one point and is just a complete asshole to him. And Melanie Griffith is in it as his son's. I think he's in love with his son's wife, and she's in love with him, but not but in a sort of platonic way. Like she really loves him more than she even loves his son because his son's kind of a dick. It's a cool little movie.
So everyone treats Waterworld like this huge bomb, but
it's like number 8 for the year, number 10, isn't it?
It made more money than Braveheart.
But the reason it's a big bomb is because it cost a fortune.
I guess.
I mean,
but I was also
I don't think it's that bad.
I was saying Cutthroat Island was the one that ruined like water-based movies, but Waterworld came out the same year, so I think it dealt 1-2 punch of.
Oh yeah. And I'm sure that Cutthroat Island probably cost way more than it could have ever even made back, because those adventure movies just never do as well as they should. And then Zach had 4 rooms on his list, right? Yeah. Which 2 of those rooms are pretty entertaining.
Yep.
So that's good.
It's crazy. Like when I go down the list, it just seems like a lot of movies from '95 are ones you still see on the shelf at DVD stores.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
like
a good
the
year.
first top 100, like you know these movies, like you've heard of them,
Yeah.
like they're cultural phenomenons.
Yeah,
so it's a pretty good year.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Thanks for listening.
What are we doing next week?
Filmsplosions are always fun. I forget what's coming out next week. I think Everest is coming out next week.
Yeah, I'll see Everest.
Talks amongst yourselves.
I've been playing that Lara Croft Go game, which is like a mobile Lara Croft puzzle game. That's pretty fun.
There's a movie called The Walking Dead that came out that year.
There he is. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
90 Minutes in Heaven, which I have no idea what it's about.
No.
Perfect Guy. Don't know what that's about.
I don't
Let me click on it, see who's in it.
Is The Visit next week?
It is. Oh, The Perfect Guy is like the thriller, stupid looking movie.
Yeah, that looks awful. Sleeping with Other People is next week. We can go see that.
Yeah, it's only in 5 theaters, so.
Oh, damn it.
I'm guessing none will be in Colorado.
Man.
So Filmsplosion 1986. Maybe we should just watch a catalog title.
Yeah.
We'll think of something.
We'll think of something like we always do.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. Or maybe there's something, there's there's a couple of little indie movies that are out. We should go look and see what stuff is in the theaters that we're missing. I know there's that Robert Redford movie, but I don't know. I know the reviews of that are good, but we can check that out.
I can show you guys Catastrophe. We can make a whole episode out of it.
That sounds like a Catastrophe.
Yeah, you're like the last person to make that joke.
You wish I was the last person to make that joke.
I spent a whole weekend making that joke.
Thanks for listening. Go out and see movies. 1995 was a fun year.
Thanks everyone for
Remember, you got a friend in us.
Oh. Bye.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. When the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old past said.
Get fucked right.
You got a friend in me. Yeah, you got a friend in me.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.
Might be a little bit smarter than I am, big and stronger too. Maybe, but none of them will ever love you the way I do.
Get fucked, right?
It's me and you, boy, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
You got a friend in me.
Oh, you son of a bitch!
You got a friend in me.
I hate you!
You got a friend in me.
Oh, I hate you!